It didn't happen.
Sure.
Sanya Maniamano. And Dr. Baumia say on PC BBC Bio into the digitization. and on the delegates akasa imagine to know I will not be a hypocrite to pretend say because this is over a crime in mobile akoto foreign scholarship.
Foreign scholarship.
Oh yes.
Me ba talk about it. Okay, unimobi me ba talk unimobi a wakoto foreign scholarship. Me ba talk please me ba talk please. Wakoto foreign scholarship. Auto no wen.
Oh. Nipa no ho.
Auto no sen.
Minim the exact amount.
Now foreign scholarship. Yeah. Me ba talk no.
Minim the exact amount no.
Me ba talk foreign scholarship. Yeah ton.
Now, security service na busa me na ton. Like Juma.
But what waji to me say?
Exactly.
Sure. And you know, you can't just make these allegations of foreign scholarship. And you know, I'm not saying.
I'm over 100,000. I'm telling you.
Over 100,000.
Oh yes. I can't give you. Because I can't give you
foreign scholarship.
I'm telling you.
Over 100.
MPP for Toby Kwabri. Ecos is here.
MPP. I'm
telling you. Yes. In these things, you cannot get 100% system. We cannot pretend to be a yes.
Allow me. Oh, why? Kofi, I want you to look straight into my eyes.
Yes.
Let's have the let's have the conversation. Let's have the conversation.
Yes, Prof.
But oh, Roger, please don't disrupt me. With the greatest respect.
Prof.
Yeah.
May catch say whether MPP or NDC, some of these excesses happen. We cannot pretend and fake say it doesn't happen. We have no mobile security recruitment.
But that's serious. That's serious allegation you have made. You have made.
I mean, my head that Martin Americano. Mean to me, because my security service because they're not important.
No, but on the
you can be sure
on the foreign scholarship
yes.
now.
I'm telling you, say minimum people phobia or Montobia is so more breach. I'm telling you.
And I'll trade on what.
To me, because my security service because they're not important.
No, but on the
you can be sure
on the foreign scholarship
yes.
now.
I'm telling you, say minimum people phobia or Montobia is so more breach.
I'm
telling you.
And I'll trade. Foreign scholarship
yes.
now.
I'm telling you, say minimum people phobia or Montobia is so more breach.
I'm
telling you.
And I'll trade on what.
I'm not sure. Say I say get
foreign scholarship
yes.
now.
I'm telling you, say minimum people phobia or Montobia is so more breach. I'm telling you.
And I'll trade on what.
I'm not sure. Say I say get. I think say I say get fund.
Get fund.
Oh, really?
But yaton say GMPC, say scholarship secretariat, say get fund, almost foreign scholarship. Nipa na to or the kwa o UK. I'm telling you this on authority.
And you know, if you are telling me this on authority,
yes,
then it means that when you are called, you can prove.
Of course, but one say a bit remember say nipa na to or the kwa o UK. I'm telling you this on authority.
And you know, if
but yaton say GMPC, say scholarship secretariat, say get fund, almost foreign scholarship. Nipa na to or the kwa o UK. I'm telling you this on authority.
And you know, if you are telling me this on authority,
yes,
then it means that when you are called, you can prove.
Of course, but one say
telling me this on authority,
yes,
then it means that when you are called, you can prove.
Of course, but one.
And you know, if you are telling me this on authority,
yes,
then it means that when you are called, you can prove.
Of course, but
and your statement is fallacy of argumentum ad hominem.
French.
Fallacy of Latin. Fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. It's simple terms. The statement is a fallacy.
Wow.
Fallacious. And your statement is fallacy of argumentum ad hominem.
French.
Fallacy of Latin. Fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. It's simple terms. The statement is a fallacy.
Wow.
Fallacious. And your statement is fallacy of argumentum ad hominem.
French.
Fallacy of Latin. Fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. It's simple terms. The statement is a fallacy.
Wow.
Fallacious. And your statement is fallacy of argumentum ad hominem.
French.
Fallacy of Latin. Fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. It's simple terms. The statement is a fallacy. Wow. Fallacious.
Their joy was short-lived after some of the items, especially the vegetable cooking oil and the mini bag of rice, turned out to be expired. We were excited when he came around. We were shown the relief items. The few things that were given to me rather turned out to be harmful. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia did the first set of donation of relief items to the rainstorm disaster victims in the Wa municipality before flying out to Walembele in the Sisala East municipality for a similar program. For the victims in the Wa municipality, especially Mangu Shakafotu, they couldn't hide their joy upon seeing the Vice President in their homes to commiserate with them. The relief items donated include bags of rice, vegetable cooking oil, maize, millet, clothing, blankets, and polymats. However, their joy was short-lived after some of the items, especially the vegetable cooking oil and the mini bag of rice, turned out to be expired. We were excited when he came around. We were shown the relief items. The few things that were given to me rather turned out to be harmful. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia did the first set of donation of relief items to the rainstorm disaster victims in the Wa municipality before flying out to Walembele in the Sisala East municipality for a similar program. For the victims in the Wa municipality, especially Mangu Shakafotu, they couldn't hide their joy upon seeing the Vice President in their homes to commiserate with them. The relief items donated include bags of rice, vegetable cooking oil, maize, millet, clothing, blankets, and polymats. However, their joy was short-lived after some of the items, especially the vegetable cooking oil and the mini bag of rice, turned out to be expired. We were excited when he came around. We were shown the relief items. The few things that were given to me rather turned out to be harmful. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia did the first set of donation of relief items to the rainstorm disaster victims in the Wa municipality before flying out to Walembele in the Sisala East municipality for a similar program. For the victims in the Wa municipality, especially Mangu Shakafotu, they couldn't hide their joy upon seeing the Vice President in their homes to commiserate with them. The relief items donated include bags of rice, vegetable cooking oil, maize, millet, clothing, blankets, and polymats. However, their joy was short-lived after some of the items.
Akamba ye wo ye sa yi beto platform so no. Akamba me kam wati. Islimfo money Rollins na sha memu ase since 1981 to 2001. Entafo no mo Ghana de pa na mo ye maslimfo no. Entafo sika ye free Rollins time. Woni muslimfo ya na esan. Anye bia simfo se na de akonwa na mienu. Liman ene Mahama. Omudi akonwa de no motema ya Dabe Mahama timi ye nisem wo. O akamba akwosire wakodira okuro muslim wo. Okuro muslim wo yanka o se wo ya jaji nka mo kankran. Sebi ntafo no fa ni munyansa. Munya sika mabaka south. Mumfa jichiri bukuro. Na mo sore ekuro ma tantantai. Islemfo amaba south nyinasa ne kobukuro. Akọ pese o secretary di o se organizer dia. A school for no gina na yenya baby na. If you teach Islemfo no apart from the woman for no move sisi adam papa no. ɛyi for the sisi dan papa biem ɛmu gyina abanyo ntafo sɛ na di Ghana konya mahama bedi mfie na no sika wɔde ɔmfa mo asum mmiɛnsa ne nyina no mahama mfa sika no anka sɛ ɔmfa kɔsi hotel Dubai enkonfirm ne ade nya sɛ tukɔ sika de ma sɛ ɔmfa mo asum no the whole Ghana ye japade ye nya ne sefo na dis kana boa mo semfo na mo de titi sire mu ho no asante mfante aye dokoko ene bro dokoko no asante fo ma sɛ ne mom scholarship ne semfo ma nkwa na mo ko school free ala na Dubai na why said no e sisi interest obi atimi ko bi o akamba uja di san kwasasem no wo si ya judge oba ye ndel we no sire mu mo ba no mabeka nka mabeka kumase since 79 to 2001 no how many years 20 something years no na mo no runs esemfo no runs the boys ka be position be na nkutam je na mo de yesem o na mo se funu class sem a mo keka ze kufu ado wonye de na emamo ntafo de nyansa de mu hu bi da no akamba nya ho de o ya beto so edi nsamfo wo so ada bi ekwa mo mi kase mfo asem na asem na aba ka mo bakuma so anya mu du so am ho aye ntete mo ye wo mpane asa na mo awura krum nkwa sesem nsamfo amodie no mo ga ntafo de so so bi ye to aba na sa na ntafo no to kwa sesem akwa na moto odie no akamba to odi se nkura sesem no mo ba sese asantefo na di akonya so se ana kafo na di akonya so mfie aduonu baako ese de modi mfie aduonu so no ka Ghana nyina ka obia ye ka behwe ntafo mo so ade mo ana aseye no fam kwa sesem nsa funi fro kwame anwene ho sa akamba ye wo ye sa yi beto platform so no akamba me kam wati isimfo mo ne Rollins na sha mamu ase since 1981 to 2001 entafo no mo Ghana no de pa na mo ye masimfo no entafo sika ye free Rollins time woni musimfo ya na esan anye bia simfo se na de akonwa no na mienu Liman ene Mahama omudi akonwa no de no mochema ya adabe Mahama tibi ye nisremu wo o akamba akwasire wakodina okromu siremu wo okromu siremu yanka o se wo ya judge nka mo kankran sebi ntafo no frani munyansa munya sika mabeka south mumfa ditiri bukro na mo sole ekro ma tantantai esemfo amaba south nyina se ne ko bukro akọ pese o secretary dio se organizer dia a school for no gina na yenya baby na efi titini esemfo no apart from the goma for no mo sisi adam papa no e for the sisi dan papa biem amu gyina abanyo entafo se na di Ghana konya mahama bedi mfie na no sika wɔde ɔmfa mo asum mmiɛnsa ne nyina no mahama mfa sika no anka sɛ ɔmfa kɔsi hotel Dubai enkonfirm ne ade nya sɛ tukɔ sika de ma sɛ ɔmfa mo asum no the whole Ghana ye japade ye nya ne sefo na dis kana boa mo semfo na mo de titi sire mu ho no asante mfante aye dokoko ene bro dokoko no asante fo ma sɛ ne mom scholarship ne semfo ma nkwa na mo ko school free ala na Dubai na why said no e sisi interest obi atimi ko bi o akamba uja di san kwasasem no wo si ya judge oba ye ndel o ye no sire mu mo ba no mabeka nka mabeka kumase since 79 to 2001 no how many years 20 something years no na mo no runs esemfo no runs the boys ka be position be na nkutam je na mo ye semo na mo se funu class sem a mo keka ze kufu ado wonye de na emamo ntafo de nyansa de mu hu bi da no akamba nya ho de o ya beto so edi nsamfo wo so ada bi ekwa mo mi kase mfu asem na asem na aba ka mo bakuma so anya mu du so am ho aye ntete mo ye wo mpane asa na mo awura krum nkwa sesem nsamfo amodie no mo ga ntafo de so so bi ya to aba na asa na ntafo no to wasesem akwa na moto odie no akamba to odi se class sesem no mo ba sese asantefo na di akonya so se ana akafo na di akonya so mfie aduonu baako ese de modi mfie aduonu so no ka Ghana nyina ka obia ye ka behwe ntafo mo so ade mo ana aseye no From Quasa Samuel funny floor come here. Sir, I come by your year, sir, ye better platform so. I come by me come what it's in for money rollings in the share memoir since 1981 to 2001. And tough for no more gun and dear Panama, we are messing for. And tough for Sikaya free rolling stamp. When it Muslim for your sign. And you be a symphony, dear Kunyan, name you. Liman, any Mahama. Omudia Kunyan, dear no much my a double Mahama to be in the same war. Oh, I come back to the walk with no Muslim, who Muslim, and come also where I judge and come can cry. 7 tough for no friend Munyansa, Munyas come up a cast out, one for the triple crew. I must say, come at Tantai. It's in for my bass out in Nasa, the Kubu. I'll compare or secretary, you say, organize the idea. I school for the Jana, you never been a never been a 50 is in form. Apart from the woman for no moves, said than Papa. And for the sister than Papa Beam. Amujra banyo and tough and Eddie Gana Kunya. Mahama bedding fear now. Sika on for more to me and setting in. Mahama and first canoe, Uncle I said, on Franco Street Hotel Dubai. And confirm me, I didn't answer to call. Scared him myself from West the whole Ghana, ye jeopardy in your next phone this kind of boamo. Musam phone about to teach them one. Asante Fante, I do cocoa. And the bread do cocoa, as on the former son, your mom's scholarship. Listen, for man, quite a more school free. I am not to buy in. Why I said no, I see interest will be a typical be. Oh, I can't bow your deeds and quite some more. What's the judge will buy and deal with you some more? Mobile Mabacanka, Mabacakumasi. Since 79 to 2001, how many years? 20-something years ago. Number runs it's the phone runs the boys. Come back, but she been and kutam. Then I'm years more. I'm going to say, Fum class someone, Moke Kaza Kufuado. 1 year then, Mammo. And therefore, the answer the moon will be done. I come back now, who do Yabato, 18 some fool so. I'd be a Quaka Mummy Cassin for them. Now, some now back more book Maswania, it would do so. I'm why entertainment. You won't punish and no more workroom. Quite some form would you know.
All right, good evening and welcome to the show. You're still live on Loud Silence TV. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. It's exactly 3:56 p.m. U.S. East Coast time. It's definitely 8:56 in Ghana. We are live across the world. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are streaming live on TikTok. Also live on Multi TV tonight. Tonight, you can watch us in Africa. We are in 22 African countries, including Ghana. If you are in Ghana and you have a digital TV, search for Loud Silence TV. Loud Silence TV. You will get us live tonight. We're also live on YouTube tonight. Our official YouTube name is Loud Silence TV. Loud Silence TV on YouTube. We're also streaming live on Facebook. On Facebook, search for Loud Silence TV on Facebook, and also With Audio Respect page on Facebook. With Audio Respect or Loud Silence TV. We are also streaming live tonight on TikTok. Our official name on TikTok is Kevin Taylor _WADR. Kevin Taylor _WADR. We're also streaming live on radio tonight. If you have an Android device, go to the Google Play Store, download Loud Silence Radio. You can be part of tonight's show. And you have an Apple device or iOS, you can also go to the App Store and download Loud Silence Radio. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. Thank you very much for tuning in. We are live across the world. As you can see, our caption is simple. No more Jandam. Get your facts right or go to jail. And we need to let the people understand. The government has done nothing wrong. Arresting people who are misinforming and disinforming the public is not a wrong thing by the government. And I would like to say this on authority. Tonight, we will advise the young people in Ghana, especially the NPP fanatics, the young people who have decided to take up the communication of the NPP. They need to understand you can communicate for your government, you can do everything for your government or your party, sorry, but you need to understand you need to stick to the truth. You need to make sure you are speaking the truth. If you don't have the fact, do not speak on the issues. Don't think that it's going to be an easy way, an easy route for you when the law takes control of you. Tonight's show is going to be more of an education part process, and also we will be spending more time on other stories that are very important. Yes, so wow. I'll be right back after this short break. I'll be right back.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are. Listen. Munjir, the nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past.
We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past. These are the words of J.J. Rawlings. Obianim J.J. Rawlings, any Juma with the Eddie Abua Ghana. So tonight's show is basically about we making sure every opportunity we get to speak on issues. It does not matter the issue. You have to understand, say, or say within Okra, you need to speak the truth. You need to make sure the information you are passing on, the information that you are putting out, are information that when you are called to defend, you can defend. You need to have sources. You need to have your evidence. You need to be able to back it. You cannot just say that because I am part of a political party, I am a chairman, I am a regional secretary, I'm a former this or a former that, I can just put anything out in the system. No. Misinformation and disinformation is a very important, a dangerous thing that we are not supposed to entertain. So tonight's show is going to be one of those shows whereby we will speak to your conscience. We will let the young people, especially the young NPP piglets, the young elephants who think that somebody said this some time back, so I can also say some today. It does not work like that. A crime is a crime. Maybe that person got away with murder. You are not going to get away with murder. And that is what we are going to discuss tonight. It's not about where you belong. It's not about which affiliation or which party you are with. It's about the law. The law is the law. And that is the most important thing that if you're a Ghanaian, you need to understand. It's not about you knowing someone or belonging to another group. It's about you understanding how the law works. Are you doing the right thing? Are you speaking the truth? Are you not putting jandam in the system? Because the law is there to deal with every single person. Maybe that person who did it yesterday did not get, was not caught by the law. Maybe he went through the cracks. What about you today? And that is what you have to be thinking about. And the Facebook lawyers who are encouraging young people to think that they can commit crime, they can misinform, they can disinform, they can say things, malign people, and just get away with it. You are also people we will be speaking to tonight. The Facebook lawyers, the blogger lawyers, the lawyers who only pounce on red meat. all that they do is sniffing on social media, trying to look for controversial things for them to be seen in the system, to be talked about in the system, to be recognized in the system. The Facebook lawyers, you are also the problem. And I believe that you guys are supposed to be the teachers on social media. You are the guys who are supposed to be telling the young people, young Ghanaians, why they should do this and why they shouldn't do that. But you guys are the ones encouraging them, hiding behind knowing your rights, knowing what you have to do, and knowing the law. At the end of the day, you guys are doing a big disservice to the young people of Ghana. We will be dealing with such Facebook lawyers and these quack lawyers in the system who are putting some fake ideas in the young, their heads, in the heads of these young people to believe or to think that they can do anything and get away with it. Tonight, we are going to be dealing with the issues. We are still live on Loud Silence TV. My name is Kevin Taylor. Team, stay with me. Today is Fugu Wednesday. Fugu Wednesday. We brought the Fugu to the studios, but I feel say Michelle Fugu na I don't really look nice in Fugu, so I told them to keep it. We brought the Fugu, and if you guys want me to wear the Fugu, I can do it. I can do it for a few minutes, and then na yatwa jumadi and so if we need to vote on that. And then Fugu Wednesday. The issue with the Fugu issue is the next week Wednesday. No Fugu no. And the Fugu next week Wednesday. We can do that. Now, Mr. P, Mr. S, guys, be on standby. Make sure all distractors are blocked on this platform. Nobody has the right to come here and distract people listening to this platform. It is our platform. We own it. We decide who watches us. We decide who stays with us. So, team, be on standby. Anyone, any idiot, any fool who decides to come on this platform to distract people watching us tonight, block them. It's very, very important. Now, let me say hello to one or two people because and Jumadi Nina Ewo. Why and show me in around the world. I can see a year. Money watching me tonight. Thank you very much, Money. Good evening to a year. Cypher. Good evening to Biggie Small. Also, good evening to a year. Sefako watching me on YouTube this evening. I can also see a year Bright Kisse watching me this evening. Thank you very much, Bright. Also, Mihu a year Obi to say. Raskaba watching me this evening. Raskaba, thank you very much for being here this evening. On TikTok, Kit Dad is watching me tonight on TikTok. Also, Tero is watching me tonight. Letitia is also live on TikTok this evening. Good evening to Equiaya. Good evening to Ghost. Evening to Ghost Sun on TikTok. Raymond is live on TikTok. Omario is watching me tonight on TikTok this evening. I can also see a year Sumaila watching me. Also Agro Abdel watching me. Bless is live on TikTok. Asamoah Britwood watching me this evening. Joy is live on Facebook. Also Ney Ahmed is live on Facebook. Encho Richardson is live on Facebook. Francis is live on Facebook tonight. Etonam D'Souza is watching me live on Facebook. Arnold is live on Facebook. Akosia Tina is live this evening. Soyoro is also live on Facebook this evening. Ice Doha is live here. Robert is watching me this evening. Kweku King is live on Loud Silence TV this evening. Adams is live here. Thank you very much. Maria Obing is watching me on TikTok. I can see Hawk TV live on Loud Silence TV this evening. Also, Inshra Orban watching me this evening. Samson Berlin is watching me on TikTok. Blake Nab is live on TikTok tonight. Paul is live here. The Barrister is watching me this evening. Boston is live here. Razigi is watching me. Emmanuel Tete is live on TikTok. Also, Dream is live on TikTok. Your TikTok name here, Kevin Taylor _WADR. Kevin Taylor _WADR. So many people on this platform tonight. I'd like to say thank you very much for tuning in. Ediana Ekoso Ghana Mintia Nipebi Ekikan Sem. Nan some dear Omotaika, Nancy Jinim. And then you bring a Ghana on some and in summer Eco Polo Copili and the Abasa Yebejum. In some more proso doors be bree a year La General Hospital somewhere. Hamamudu Miaso on somewhere a cocoa on some Aboso kind a spare parts dealers so on somewhere a year Kofi of soon cancer and Anwako in the car and there a year a summer edaponoso Yebejumuno and also in some so edaponoso in some be bree and then there Yebedu in Como. ɛdeɛ na ɛkɔ so amenteye a nipa bi ɛkeka nsɛm ɛdeɛ pa na esi a ɛwɔ town ni mu a menhyɛ da ho bibi ɛnde me video bi na ɛyɛ trotro driver bi sebio trotro driver no ɔyɛ modern day driver a just ne trotro mu no ɔwɔ sound ɔno ayɛ DJ
When did they ask for 3 years that way I have more you are my police. Why did they ask for 3 years
Sesiano ɛdeɛn pa na moji na Ghana ho mo ankasa no sesiano deɛn na moji mo pese mo yehu se moji bibia mo ma yehu ne yehu ade a moji na Ghana ho na yentumi de nyina yentumi ba together ngo se okay Ghana de na say na moji na ye nyina yehu de be na yehu se moji wei because you see drivers nyina DJ drive just say wa connect mic wa boni seat belt then saba akono de ba ko DJ inje see apa no driver no de me problem ya and MTT for say de TTU say de no be delay it's fine but the dey pa na mo pe wo Ghana ho e de na ekuro no moje den e de na moje free Onyankopon ho na onfama mo na fe ye mu nto ye ho ntoye because sometimes between hwe ewiase nkuro bebre wo wiase I say more problem just say sorry no pa. The only thing is that the moment the internet here juma nko ade BBC wo Ghana me hu ada ya sorry aka say oh and that ye de nyame ase bibia afro bibi besi bi che say I say kro no ye tro Ghana ye di bibi into bracket bibi besi I say Ghana no kwame kro di ni ba no and omo hide into bracket bibi besi that is say de bia bibi besi bi che say ultimate sorry na bibi nsi ana say enyega de na moji mum ye hu de moji na afi yemfa ma mo ne ho ntoye yes nyoma bebre koso okro mu a utina no busa wo question say e de pa na moji but it's all good mum yemfa enhihye so na Ghana for ye hu de all right and me who another video be a me person can was but before you be start show no you start show na no you dey ginam you dey awom nkofo we omo wen sa nkofo Ghana pa Jane Mensah and the battalions no mo wen for some reason boss man sorry person be kasa biom on share media on the atem just say why say wa mo asa no hwe ayira sa nkofo we omo wen sa these people omo wen Jane Mensah and the colored boys and girls no. For some reason, no, I say chrono, it do sometime and any baby acquire akotete. Omoteta, that's all Oma buying ba, no mabe Jimmy Omoa no moko. I just say is here koso. Because at a point, no, not be go forward to TV so. Bossman a sorry the baby, no, did Mahama tem, no, did NDC for tem, now or Cassian Jimmy, yeah, catch and say, oh, Bossman, where the Anyan ye, Munyan ye, Kono, or did you be at tem for from 2025, maintains a Bossman a casa. At the east one when you know than mumuana. Me bese me busa say east na electoral commission honomo. E say obi a mumuana say obi a niasra. Because we are not seeing you people talk. Because then they be a City FM. Na Omako Bossman ho Gabi Ochedakun Radio TV station City. Channel 1 Gabi Ochedakun dia. Na Gabi Ochedakun investment no. Na Omako Bossman. Na Bossman didi atem. Na odidi Ghana for atem, odidi Mahama atem, odidi NDC for atem. For some reason, me 1 year ni maintain Bossman interview bia. I say Bossman beso be kasa biom. I say Jane Mensah so beso be kasa biom. Se ni make up ason, se ni nkuno ode sra no hona son, se die ne dross atio. Je say I say obia, je say I just they are acting as if so many MPP about power. And MPP free power no almost got 9 chain. I just say they were so active when the MPP were in power. Jane Mensah ofa na soja ni dinechi ofa na soja ni bia de bag amano na soja ni etne dross na soja ni mane hanki apepa nanim na de ni kunu mi busa mu say enti sa nyoma nyoma ni nyina idea na esi asisi ano mu nyina we are not seeing these people again. What is going on? And how many MPP na bae enti MPP ko out or some so ko tenase din sa na Ghana na ye chichire na na. Because you can't tell me say the vocal EC, the vocal Bossman Asare, the vocal Jane Mensah, the people we were seeing every day. It is suddenly Papa Bakubino on your friend Srebo when we were ho. I just sometimes ask these questions because I know say kai because short memory in the will be bree and until they be an kai hono and until my MPP for a Jimmy Omohono. These are all NPP surrogates. And all these people, for some reason, they are not talking again. They are quiet. They are not saying anything. They are not releasing press statements. Yeah, but see, we just say, "East, the whole course one I say gu." So you phone na omo na omo bom ho ba na omo wen. Yeah, but see, we say, "Munyina ma yira makote ta na sa den." So 2 minutes to me. Eye nyoma pa o. MPPEC. Sankofo between 2020 and 2024. Adebia nkofo we kire Ghana na me hu bi da. Jane Mensah and the Bossman Asare. Now, I can get you interviews of Bossman Asare. Press conferences, the body language, the insults. For some reason, Ekufuado neba omia free power no. Yet Bossman Asare so free power. Jane Mensah free power. But we thought the EC was an independent body. And they were speaking every day, granting interviews. For some reason, Abayin say no, EC is no more an independent body. EC has become a very quiet body. What is going on? Into that means that EC, they were basically working for the NPP. Because Edian Assasa and the EC going to be briefie. EC cry yen Tiobiano asem yen mon granty interviews, more update here. Mama ye hu de air cost EC ho, my new inkofo amode de omoka motia. Sa invoices near the idea na kan ho asem procurement issues. Se sia mum break bibia down chire. Just here, Auditor General's report in your share EC from 2020 to 2024. From the Muye, the Mudi Musika, ye Persia Hunina, into your train. Obi Buzaze, where is Daddy Lumba TV? Catherine Afeku, Daddy Lumba TV, where is Daddy Lumba? Daddy Lumba, what is Ejako TV? What be Jimmy Penyo? Catherine Afeku. Original. So we want to bring the Ejako TV. Ejako Jimmy way. Ejako so can Ejapo and Winnie or the spinal cord na chia got na baby. Oh no, is it? Ejako. The spinal cord achia Why is Akubi? Ejako no you say, "Aye, Montuma Kennedy Javon, Montuma was kwasi ampenyi, Krasini. Ejako TV and not the Lumber TV. So it's Mr. Dudley Lumber here. Oh, rest in peace, Africa Michael Jackson. We did. Manoko Kotia. Make a cancer now with Dimbe, Africa Michael Jackson. We do. So, aye. Mr. A supporting artist for now, Moya, a Mr. Mo, Menka Bonnet, Bomb from the Dimbe press conference. Now, Dudley Lumber TV and Ejako TV. Where's Dudley Lumber TV? Mr. Dudley Lumber is he here? Yes, Mr. Dudley Lumber is here. We are going to do Dudley Lumber TV. Now, Jimmy Moho, sa 8 years near Shamo. Namo Paimoto. Obianka Bibian Chemo. Now say, and there go because video be Omwa MPP for na Kere Japan supporters no so kasa.
And then yeah. After declaration, who's a baby?
Beba
we will, yes, Kasa. No, and you want to me saying I'm taking your mama and then comfort you. We won't talk. But the fire is underground. I'm telling you, nobody is coming down. If there may be a caution, nobody is coming down. And me, mind it. Catch your tear for me honorable chief say, nobody is coming down. Because we conform with the papa them no. We want them to know, say, they are nobody to us. And they are they say, no, be a show party. We want them to go to the man to apologize to him. When they stood and made that statement, they should go there again and talk for everybody to listen. We are not going to forgive them. What do we catch up and say at the end of the day for? And someone here could tell you, you cannot cover Baumiani Samira. I swear to God. Yeah, penny or 2 years for, and you can't tune. Yeah, penny or 2 years for. But all Casa Rio Coach, Mr. Catcher, I say, and he's a Gaukalisa. Now, when Baumia, let me traffic. Now, I brought you Diatem, only a month for signal man won't cry. Say, me see. Only a bonye. I'm on them.
But your Aquatia Ben, what about Bronya, the Aquatia Ben?
Coca be, I'm from Coca be.
Coca, the Ono Ashanti region, and
that is near the Ashanti region.
Oh, okay.
Yes, near the Ashanti, the moment being in the Titan time, you know. If someone can say, Ashanti region, we will forever receive him, and he will see pictures. There may be a bonye bear or Joshua, the Tiano Koye Dean Quatramama Party in Chawa.
But honorable Chief Nyabutre, answer. We cannot give you a platform. Nyabutre, no, honorable Nyabutre, I am in charge here. No, Mebeti. Answer. We can't give you the platform to use it to incite violence. Sawuni Kokano, I want to Kwabiko, and now Sabu Bunu Ashanti Regional. And you be on that platform to use it to incite violence.
I'm not inciting people against him. If someone wants to go to him, the person has taken the decision already. It's not me. But I'm saying Christianity be a problem. There may be a young one year, I will just so by election now can I to contrast him. That is what I'm saying. On my me West. Me on my honorable chief me West. Don't catch say honorable chief me on my West. And I will do that. Okay, on my West, I will do that. When my family is here, me honorable chief. One who said me time be about mafia. Every other mention.
Obi the message Abraham say Coca no ya juma or Movement TV.
And let me see. Make sure say but Kumasi mention that.
Honorable you say Ochikuka obobu also bobu ntuku no. In this year no Coca no omnyo meku ato atwene MPP na ekasa no omka so mbebo meku no. Enti we enye long osikere Japan the supporters no Saba omi adwene say bibi adwodwo a hit ni wo form ice ball asuja. Omo so omo njimi yo. Ba omi awe de nka me mboba me onti kasa ni yenti na mi kirekire mu no. De omo ka nyina ne say ba omi supporters Canada Japan supporters ne ka kire mo say mo na mo ka kire Canada Japan say na adwene ye bie so o ye jimifo. O de abronye ene san kwase aforo mo hu fi no ene ye se adwuma abo ayi ba omi a o say mama me mama monte say na nka ombe so mo kan sam kira nka sam nka ombe ka kire won nka wo yire kra ne nda biem asantini na kasa no ba e bia wanti timitim aye kire Japan supporter say wo ba omia ensam a wo ka kire nkora no mo be di kire di atem kire Japan atem e ma kire Japan ono kra na e ka kire mo se mo omu ndi atem no o say Senka Kennedy mo mo chance anka semom be ka kire wo no ka wo yire ba omia anka yire no owro no ho da okran kan ne nda omsenka ubehu ba omia te se dansen omse Kennedy na ebrebre omo ase ena wo yire beifo ba Samira no omo anka na asem na anka mo bie Samira asem so a anka hu Samira anka betuntosu ogusu atwam enti omo ka kire wo chirifo no we chirifo no ba omia. They are sending a message to your piglets. Those guys who were insulting Kennedy Japan every single day, every morning, afternoon, evening. Emma omu bodin. Omu say omu target bi mo kumbi. MP because omu bu aje omu kunu no. Omu target bi omu bu omu ku omu. Inti omu catch ra oba omia. Won kwara ni bi de mo omu kankran ho no mo ntena ho enwi ni power. Sa nkora na wo ka se Kennedy Japan. Wabodam Omukodi Kennedy atem, you Baumia, you were behind it. You Mahmoud Baumia, you were behind it. All the things that they were saying, the young girls, Akosia Menimu, Kofio Fosun Cancer, Abronye, and Kwasiafom Hufianka, you and your wife, you were behind it. You were resourcing these people. You were giving them money. You were telling them to do it because you wanted power. Inti Kumasifono Mudi Kennedy Japan, you know, Omiyam Berman say, Memfa enchechire mu nchira wo se senkenya Kennedy ne bo omanoa na nkan sema nkombe ka fa samre ho no wo yire chadini no sa wo yire beifo no anka sema nkombe ka no anka na dwunka hu na nkombe tuntosu ogusu no abo atra anka enakra ne na biem na omse Kennedy ne so omano akomprako ane epe ene so omano enti na ensema nka wo so ka kire wo e ka kire samre ene de waye ene nyoma bi a waye wo underground enim guasam eje nyoma etan a sebio krama kramu a ontafre no omse nkomo beka na Kennedy ne so ma no me obi antumi so ma no Kennedy for de be so ma no na me akobedu obi ani wo betuma so ma no meka inti Mahmoud Baumia party no Kennedy for no say enka kire wo say eja no ede wo fom ayese baller suja wo de sika na mo wiade nyina mo fanyi chema wontumi de omse no problem wo wia no be uni power. Because Kennedy no, omu hu ni so bodamfo. Omu Kennedy say oyekwasi ampenyi. Omu Kennedy say onim nyansa. Omu da ho trust Kennedy. Omu da ho ji Kennedy di. Omu da ho bu Kennedy. Inti sa wontwamo no mu di wechi no. So mo ensue nyansa anti ase say without Kennedy you can never be president and na wo no ho. Kennedy supporters no omu ka kire wo no. Omu say without Kennedy Japan you can never be president in Ghana. Ana obebeti agronie entokwanie de na ope. Kennedy nkofo na de asoma me dem yesomafo agronie intokwanie Mahmoud Baumia can never be president without Kennedy Japan. So Kennedy anja ntumi so betumi di president utumi di president da and eno na omo ka kire intejane de e wo form broni besia smoldering fire sa eja no ehye eye de baller suja ehye form ho na edidi basoro inti asere de ede inti sa woti fi ona senkwasiafo bi ba na ochechecheche omu nsem a omu na ombedi wechi na omu ankasa de eye battalions no omu form na omu suma se yenka nkire wo nkwara no sa atene no omu di Kennedy no omu remfie medium yesumafo na midwudwam ama Ghanafo a omu nshadante asante kasa no ate ase an end of announcement momenko enim abo eye 9:26 in Ghana obi aye alert Kevin Taylor ba da ko hwede yen uni bibia hwe me won numbers change GTV me Africa CNN me Ghana BBC CNN Al Jazeera I control the American and the running ubetuma dede but dancing but we control the news here because aha and you kind of kreno no jandam no ehunahuna no atro no minimum way nye tribalism we nye me asantini me awonani me yankrani we ye facts no bare facts we nye bebia me free we nye me krom we nye kurase we nye on adeba ko etane say inkurase for no moti TV so radio so no e na me de ewume kurase e na kurase we na me nyini ye emfa me ho ne kurase a wunyini ye una ye kurase ne wo problem me man ya hu me kurase inti you need to understand say this is what we do. If today is your first time on this planet, my name is Kevin Taylor. This is my job. This is my full-time job. This is what I do for a living. When I file my taxes, I file Loud Silence Media. So when you see me sit here for hours, this is my job. I'm not lazy. I work every single day.
If I'm your boss, you are going to struggle because every day I come to the office. So when I'm your boss, you are going to struggle because I work every day. That is what consistency means. Maybe today is your first time seeing my face. If you're watching me from Europe, America, Asia, my name is Kevin Taylor. I'm the CEO of Loud Silence Media. This is my full-time job. This is what I do for a living. All my properties I've been able to acquire is through this. That is what I do. And I'm not ashamed of the gospel like Paul. But the Paul in Ghana at Metro TV will die soon. God will kill him because he's a liar. Now, say me to say Paul, Edidi Kwame Nkrumah tem. Now, Ghana for any time to listen to Paul Adumochre. Paul Adumochre, he can make his own history up. Paul Adumochre, Wayario, or Hunhuno inside. Paul Adumochre can create his own history. Paul Adumochre is such a dirty guy sitting on TV insulting Nkrumah. Kofi Bento, such a aimless guy sitting on social media insulting Nkrumah. And I see those co-minini dirty riffraffs, all because they want to force Kotoka to be a hero. Who the hell is Kotoka? It does not matter how you people try to tweak the history. Kotoka, his name will be taken off the airport. It's a fact. Then Yenjimi ya ahead to me wasted time on somebody like Paul Adumochre for Paul Adumochre to speak ill of Kwame Nkrumah. And Jimmy, who will give airtime to Paul Adumochre to speak against Kwame Nkrumah? There are other nations who followed Ghana's history. There are other professors, historians who followed Ghana's history, nitty-gritty Ghana history. They have read every single book about Nkrumah, what Nkrumah wrote himself, and what people wrote about him. Who the hell and who is this filthy Paul Adumochre to sit on Joy News to come and tell Ghana for his version of the history? No, Paul Adumochre, because I'm paying Okoboro car free Togba Fedi Wokurano, or to me appreciate Togba Fedi. Paul Adumochre, Togba Fedi gave him money to go do his wedding. Emma and the car, Kwasia, or Bettina TV so ADD Togba Fedi attempt. This is a guy who is ungrateful to his own dick. He doesn't know whether he's sleeping with a woman or he sleeps with men. He does not even know where he belongs. A dirty riffraff who is a liar. And Ghana media will give Paul Adumochre, such a shrinking old bastard like this. She the age, she the why. Unas with the 80. Kwame Nkrumah do Paul Adumochre age. Now or young, she Paul Adumochre. Paul Adumochre on do baby out here the why. Once a boy kokura. And we entertain this foolish political insects on our radio. Right now, he's a full-time MPP communicator. You people are supposed to address him like that. Only BBI, nobody's watching his show. His show is dead. People have now seen Paul Adumochre, who he is. He's a sycophant, a liar. What does he do? So I do Metro TV. Is it for him? The show is not for him. He's jobless. All that he does is concern Odin or Didi. He does nothing. These are people we are not supposed to give any attention to or pay attention to. Every single individual in Ghana who appreciates JB Dankwa is a criminal. That person can never be respected in Ghana. JB Dankwa, MPP4, today the likes of Paul Adumochre and Kofi Bento Dems, these foolish political insects are adoring. This is a guy who was a flag bearer of a political party and also working for a foreign security agency. Are you insane for a whole party to be built around JB Dankwa? CIA files, which were released by the United States, actually said JB Dankwa was working. JB Dankwa is a snitch. That guy is somebody. When a political party rallies around somebody like that, you have to understand every single person in that party is a disease. You rally around JB Dankwa, who was a presidential candidate for a particular party and working for another country's security agency, and you tell me that JB Dankwa is somebody who has principles for me or for people who are reasonable to follow. Well, Jimmy, now JB Dankwa in history when ye the free prison or call U.S. Embassy in Ghana to go ask for his salary. It's on record. And a fool like that, and we have people in Ghana saying Dankwa Institute, such a treasonous character, a petty thief, a criminal who snitches on his own country. These are facts. I'm not making it up. Inti, I had then TV to say, Mako school, Makenkai, and you know what? I support JB Dankwa, and that person wants to run down Kwame Nkrumah. Yeah, Jimmy, and we give ears to such idiots. Media now are full because we don't have enough intelligent people coming on TV and radio to speak. So any fool can just come and try and run down Kwame Nkrumah. Now Kwame Nkrumah Puma no, it is valuable that Paul Adumotri's whole life. Kwame Nkrumah Puma. If we sell Kwame Nkrumah's Puma walking stick, it will cost more than Paul Adumotri's life. The life, how much is worth. And we sit in Ghana, we allow the likes of Kofi Bento, Paul Adumotri, some foolish Dankwa Institute, Ingrid, political insects, criminal entities, these foolish tribal bigots, disease and unrespectable, diagnostic, demonic, Fabian, Ragamuffin, Shabarangs, dirty ass niggas sit on TV to try and denigrate Nkrumah. This dirty, filthy ass niggas. Such niggas. Irade Agobo. Me say, Obia Odi JB Danko echi. Eheli JB Danko bia Jimmy 4. So when you hear people who hail JB Danko, who are part of this party called JB Dankwa Buzia Dia. Sani Panwe Jimmy, that person can never have reasonable discussion on Ghana's history. No, because already they have been tainted. They are seen as ignorant people. They were supporting a criminal, a treasonous character, a filthy disease, an ex-convict, a criminal who went to the U.S. embassy to ask for his salary when he was a party flag bearer, JB Dankwa, a crackhead, a smoking fool. Then we sit here near a man called for Quine. Say, these people, because media are full. Go outside Ghana and see people who have studied, followed, read Ghana politics from day one and followed Nkrumah, wrote his biography, understand democracy, understand governance, and go and look and read what they have written about Nkrumah. A Jimmy 4, because of your mediocre, foolish, tribal, stupid sentiments. You idiots can come and sit on your bumbo-clad, dirty-ass nigger platforms and talk nonsense about Nkrumah. We are not supposed to give relevance to these idiots. They just want to be relevant because we don't give a heck about them. We don't care. You people can say whatever you want to say. Kotoka is a fool. His name is not supposed to be on the airport. Finito. Kotoka's name, yent to be from to Kramai. Kramai crying to be from Tono. Kotoka, whether he played a major role, he was behind the scenes playing a role. Kotoka, from history, he went to a general's house, a military general's house, telling the military general to follow him to war. The military general told him the premises of the war did not make sense. Kotoka pulled a gun, shot the man in front of his wife and his kids. Such dirty animal, a foolish fool like that, a riffraff, then we sit here and say we are going to denigrate Nkrumah because of a dirty Kotoka. Kotoka di yemfanto mprekobuoso. Kotoka di dino yemfanto imprekodan yemfanto so. So whether you people like it or not, Nkrumah has already made his name. You ingrates, you riffraffs, you political insect, you cannot change what Nkrumah has built. And what Nkrumah has built cuts across nations. It cuts across continents. It cuts across the universe. You idiots, it does not change anything. We will change Kotoka's name, the airport. We will change the airport, the name of the airport. Kwasiafo, mona nanom eba na nkomesi Japadi anka nka mo premier de omudi atoso. Obi mbra mesi na inwan te samo. Dirty riffraffs like you will come and sit on TV and try to denigrate Nkrumah. Foolish people, dirty ass niggas. Momi anko enim. Omodwa Kevin Taylor the odidi atemo me mo Jimmy Tina me yamusa. Team, what is this? My team said I should read this for you to hear. Kotoka is a traitor, a dirty fool. Kotoka aponche kradi aponche buo kra for the din to so. Ye be yini din efri so. We will call it Accra International Airport. The onpenonko kunu ho kwasiafo. Nkrumah has already made his name around the world. Go, baby Abekobia Kwame Nkrumah is there. Now who in politics share Nkrumah? Oh fui. Obetanaka say Nkrumah was a dictator. Kwasiafo dan country ma munjimi mo ho. Mo ye lucky kura dan go so hyimu nyina mase. Kwasiafo mo te Ghana, Jimmy Samu nko a. Mo ne masefo ne mo nananom. Yenja Ghana na mo fa mo kron no nse Ghana. Mo JB dan kwa kronfo no. Okoje nyina ba na opedien, ope salary. Obebusa America for US Embassy, the new ambassador. The new ambassador said, oh, when I was in jail, you did not send my salary. Are you people not ashamed to be affiliated to such a dirty riffraff? In fui. Mamen kan kotoka kwasi ampe na asem kakra nkyeremo. Ye njamu hwe na ye jamu ye dwumani ye jamu. Ye njamu ne nkodi de ye mu ye dwumani an ye ni bebi akọ. Ye bedwudwom akọ say Yesu beba. Ye wo time ye will be rough. Ye nya butres our time. Team, they come in. I'm waiting for the Kotoka story. Na me dwudwom. Kwasi afọ mo je see the bechamo. An iti ba fo Kotoka kromfo na yete Ghana na asay ntira. Ghana na asay. Na yede na Poladomochi a. Kwasi ampe yikodi ne yire a. Ne yire hu se Poladomochi ne hu ni ho. Uja Poladomochi a. Omuti TV so say we have not divorced. Na kwasi ampe nyi we na yete Ghana obeka Kwame Nkrumah asem. All because kwasi ara kwetie brofu bi na all kind of TV so and you know ejimi for and you know what? If Kwame Nkrumah was a dictator, we still like him. If Kwame Nkrumah was a bad man, we still like him. What about you, your fathers? Mo papa no ma kromfo. JB Dankwa was a thief. JB Dankwa, he was a thief. Ochane nana num se ne anum wi. JB Dankwa was a drug addict. Kwasi afọ mo ejimi for yasoso busu sa. Team, I'm trying to get the Kotoka piece you just sent me. Yeah. Can you I have it on system. I can't pull it out. EGB4. You have a kind in Achiramo. I'm with Jimmy for the Ghana. I'm on person in Savaka document. Because I've seen it. I'm trying to pull it out from the system. Guys, work on it for me, please. Yeah. And guys, I didn't mean to pull it. I'm here, pal. Me person me read the other check Ghana for Kwasi for any omudili or Ghana ho. Jimmy for what it's Ghana. And I'm also some Kwasi asam so Kotoka. Me see a little in prekobu mu krampa ye fanenya she. You people can go to hell. Nobody cares. We will change the name of the airport. We will change it. We are changing it. All right, team, let's move forward. When I'm not seeing it, when it gets in, I will talk about it. Now, at the end of the day, and twaso na yenjum. Kotuka de se be kan asem. Kotuka kromfo. At the end to me by me yapa. I really want to get this thing and then show it to you. Team, I don't know. I can't pull it. I don't know. All right, I'm saying I should go ahead and do the show. They'll pull it. So, this is a year La General Hospital. La General Hospital near Ghana and MPP bar power. Work resumes at La General Hospital after 8-month halt. Now, a year La General Hospital no and a survey a year in Cranfobibri ewo Ghana. Na me no ka say a year MPP aban eba power no. And Nkofo ni Kotoka picture sending my bofu. I really want to talk about this Kotoka thing. It pisses me off too much. I don't know why I'm not able to pull it out. Team. My Kotoka picture kwa my bofu. Kwasi ampen you. Erade. Guys, try everything and give me guys, give me a minute, please.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are. Listen. Munjie. the nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us.
So, this Kotoka guy, thank you very much, team, for bringing this in. Kotoka no nie. Akwana mo kana asem na amaya je say o ni papa pa bia ama no. This is the Kotoka guy. Yani our time. Ye be show no 9:43 ye ginim, no worries. Team, stay with me. This is the Kotoka guy. Where na because of this guy, entina eye Paul Adomo Chimutiti TV, so they are trying to run down this guy. Ohwe soja ni enim na yire ene ne mbagina nenim. Oso mo mbesene no ne nko war. Ena soja ni say premises no war no reason ti ayeko war ne faso ni so onko. Akwa we twituo bo ni tirim tuo e wona yire ne mba enim. Akwa we hwe nenim. Aya mo kan mu history. Go and read, go back and check your history. These foolish people. Now, Kwame Nkrumah, let me see. Ayana Kwasiampo, TV so she shoot Tantambi, Mozambique TVB. Emmanuel Kwesi Kotoka was a Ghanaian military officer, best known for his leading role in the 1966 coup that overthrew Ghana's first president, Dr. Nkrumah. The coup you know. Kotoka no nim nyanse edi coup. Kotoka not on a backroom staff. The amount of Kotoka be prominent in say Kotoka was the one who was doing the killings. There were other generals ahead of Kotoka who were smarter and intelligent than Kotoka, who were doing things in a way, almost a way they were a smart military man. Kotoka was a bullion. They were using him like a dog. When they want somebody to go shoot someone, they will call him, go and kill this one. And it's not Kotoka he is not any intelligent person who can sit and plan coup on to me yet. Now, short summary of his story. Early life and career. Kotoka was born in 1926 in Alakple in the Volta region of Ghana. He joined the Gold Coast Regiment, that's the Gold Coast Regiment, and later the Ghana Army. The Gold Coast Regiment and the Ghana Army. So in 1926, the Ghana Army was called the Gold Coast Regiment. Now, and rose through the ranks, earning a reputation as a disciplined and professional soldier. He trained both locally and abroad. 1966 coup. On 24th February 1966, while President Nkrumah was on a trip to Asia, Kotoka and other military and police officers carried out a coup d'etat. So let me tell you, Kotoka himself wasn't the leader of the coup. The reason why Kotoka became more popular was that he was the one doing the killings. Kotoka murdered soldiers, his colleagues. He murdered them. He was hungry for power. He just wanted to recognize. No, Otisa punching. Go and read your history. Go and read your history. Edubuahin, 1992. Edubuahin now contested MPP now. Professor Dubuahin, Omunomu changing Ghana history because they wanted it to fit into their stupid MPP, JB Dankwabuzia nonsense. Edubuahin and damage because those books we read in junior high school, JSS, Diano, sa social studies book, Edubuahin MPP, Edubuahin, so they decided it is all picking books now. Near reading those times from the 90s, Urbana, social studies, cultural studies now. Every single thing about the book, it had silent majority of the tribes and made Ashanti and now Akan tribe, it made it superior because those guys wanted the Akan tribe or the Akans to be superior than any other tribe in Ghana. And it's the culture studies, the social studies books they read, everything was pointing to Asantefo, Akanfo. But you could see, so what's not already Ghana's history very well. Akanfo played a very small role when it comes to putting together our democracy. When it comes to tribe, when it comes to Akanfo and Asantefo, you can give it to them when it comes to tribal war. That is fine. But you see, we allowed some people to mislead majority of us in the name, say, they were professors. They were writing our history. Those are the people who did us damage. Eduboy never liked J.J. Rawlings. Eduboy never liked the AFRC. Eduboy, when he was writing the social studies books, they always concentrated on the 1979 coup. You know why? Because that was what they were able to instill in the heads of Akanfo, especially Asantefo. And sometimes, young people now people like us, there were other coups before J.J. Rawlings coup 1979. They centered the bad part of our history on J.J. Rawlings because they wanted to print a picture for everybody to think, say, J.J. Rawlings, on the year coup in Ghana da. Now, so before J.J. Bay coup, near coup bear 4 or 5 in Ghana. Pasiafo, Mutant TV so, Mobasa Ghana for Jim say, Obie Jimmy. Now, when you read the story, 1966 coup, on 24th February 1966, while President Nkrumah was on a trip to Asia, Kotoka and other military and police officers carried out a coup d'etat. They accused Nkrumah's government of economic mismanagement, authoritarianism, and corruption. The coup succeeded and brought the National Liberation Council, NLC, to power, with Kotoka as one of its key members. NLC, one among the Yantin Menjia. NLC, one among the when the coup happened, Yeltu Nkrumah, who was the beneficiary? Wasn't it Buzia? Who is part of Buzia? I know I'm going to start here. And only J.B. Danko, I'm going to start here. So who were the financiers and the beneficiaries of that coup? It was Buzia Dems who were behind that coup. Buzia, not Otitogo, and not all church books. He was writing things against Kwame Nkrumah. J.B. Danko Dems, and internet Ekufu Adomo, sa MPP for we know. So we study a history now. They were the ones who quickly step out of the country, seek for asylum, and start to write bad things about the nation. The same time, Buzia eti Togo, church of bad things about Nkrumah. Now J.B. Danko was working for the Americans. You say Kwame Nkrumah is a what? Is a tyrant. Now J.B. Danko kwasiampe is ananka Nkrumah nyama na antenanto. O de che no kra. Kwame Nkrumah na nyame wona kum o de che J.B. Danko. Na nko so de ngina second chanity. No de che Buzia mo se bebia mo obi amon ka ho. Kwame Nkrumah na nko so chi J.B. Danko gina circle. No chanity. No the chire omo say mo na mo tete abro chire church kwasi asam fa Ghana ho no mo nka ho because mo ba this same thing will happen to you. Anke si anka nko say we nke ante. You are foolishly sitting on radio and saying Kotoka is a hero, J.B. Danko is a hero. My bodam, this guy, this foolish traitor. We can go and pull CIA document or mankasa a declassify kase it was in there that J.B. Danko was in prison. When he came back, he went to the U.S. Embassy in Ghana. The new ambassador had come in. He did not even know J.B. Danko was on the payroll of the Americans, and he was demanding for salary. Say, the salary amba. You are calling this guy a hero. You people are foolish, eh? Ghana Jimmy and a small group of foolish boys and girls will mount TV and radio and try to change our history because everybody wants to be disciplined. Everybody wants this country to move on because we don't want to engage in this petty, dirty kind of conversation. Now a dirty riffraff like Paul Ademoche. Now Paul, does he know how Ghana came by? They always twist history. They always tweak history. They always change history. What's I'm paying you at the Ghana? Our biggest problem was when we introduced education formal education ya the culture studies and social studies by no eno na eye den eye Edubu Ahena or contested ma NPP in 1992 said no that was when they got the opportunity to force us to believe their lies. It became so difficult. Young people like us when we were growing up, near you say JJ Nkwana Yeku or Ghana. Near you say AFRC, PNDC for Nkwana any papa. And so before that, all the coup that happened, coup a two Kwame Nkrumah no a benefiti Buzia. Buzia no ni JB dan Nkwana ye Juma Bom. Buzia no ni JB dan Nkwana nam. NLM yetin o mensia NLM. And sana sa nkwasiafo we de neba. So you people should not sit there. And we allow you. And it's them say democracy sometimes is not good for black man. Democracy, it is not good for black man. Because any democracy power and Kofi Benton, they would even have the space to talk like this on radio. Ekrobia, and now you are speaking ill about Nkrumah like this. Abra, you are not the only person who basically lived through Nkrumah's regime. Anka ye chawutia to actually. Yatiana Bavo akoto yi 700 pounds. Aka 7 minutes we are assembly room. Ya di ni ehwa mu say we didn't want to say anything because you see sometimes nyoma bi ntina na me din because I na person hu say munim nyansa na say mo agimi. Edubu ahen. That question pay na owu ye na ori na cause problem we nyina. Ade bia o tro say nkran kan bia o school bia it was a jandam. It was an agenda against the NDC, PNDC. It was an agenda against JJ Rawlings. Who was the beneficiary of this coup? Wasn't it Buzia? Now Buzia Wayne. What is Ghana and Kwasi Asem? Now, team, look, Mama Chamu coup na in Kwasi Afo yen. This is the coup. Watch it. Mama Kwasi Afo did radios Paul Adamotre. Kwasi Ampenya went to Mancho Baso Bajano. Jimmy when I'm This is the coup. Watch this.
By 1964, mutters of discontent within the military and police had coalesced into a secret plot against Nkrumah's government. One of the early conspirators was John Willie Kofi Harley, the Inspector General of Police, who confided his intentions to Kotoka that year. Kotoka agreed to cooperate with Harley, sharing the belief that Nkrumah's increasingly autocratic rule and economic mismanagement were steering Ghana in the wrong direction. However, attempts to stage a coup in early 1965 did not materialize. The conspirators struggled to win over Major General Stephen Otu, the Chief of Defense Staff, who remained loyal to Nkrumah. Likewise, other senior officers were wary of treason, so Kotoka and his compatriots realized they might have to rely on more junior officers to carry out any takeover. In July 1965, Kotoka was transferred out of Accra, possibly by Nkrumah's design, to become commander of the Army's 2nd Infantry Brigade, based in Kumasi in the Ashanti region. This move, however, proved fateful in an unexpected way. In Kumasi, Kotoka became close friends with Major Akwasi Afrifa, a bright young officer serving as his brigade major. Afrifa harbored his own grievances against the regime and soon joined Kotoka's growing conspiracy. Together with Harley and a handful of others, they started crafting a plan to topple Nkrumah. By late 1965, they decided to act at the earliest opportune moment. President Nkrumah's foreign policy inadvertently handed the plotters a cover for their clandestine preparations. In late 1965, Nkrumah announced that Ghana would contribute troops to an African force to fight against the white minority government in Rhodesia, today's Zimbabwe. He ordered the military into a state of readiness. Kotoka astutely used this mobilization as a pretext to reposition troops and conduct exercises near Accra, thereby moving forces into place under the guise of training for Rhodesia. All the while, Nkrumah's security apparatus remained unaware that these maneuvers were part of a coup plan. Timing was critical. The conspirators agreed they would act when Nkrumah was outside the country, to minimize resistance and avoid unnecessary bloodshed. In February 1966, an opportunity arose. Nkrumah departed on a high-profile trip to Asia, with stops in Beijing and Hanoi on a peace mission related to the Vietnam War. The plotters set the coup for dawn on February 24, 1966, just days after Nkrumah's departure. Kotoka also understood that success hinged on neutralizing the military commanders in Accra, who were not yet in the know. He managed to secretly convince Colonel A.K. Akron, the commanding officer of the 1st Brigade in Accra, to join the conspiracy at the 11th hour. Furthermore, they roped in a respected retired Army officer, Major General Joseph Arthur Ankra, as a figurehead to lead the new government once Nkrumah was ousted. Ankra, who had been involuntarily retired by Nkrumah months earlier, was seen as a popular and stabilizing choice to front the regime, since Kotoka and Harley preferred to wield power from behind the scenes rather than serve as head of state. At approximately 6 a.m. on 24th February 1966, Kotoka and his co-conspirators struck, executing what they had codenamed Operation Cold Chop. Major Afrifa led a contingent of soldiers to seize key installations in the capital, including the broadcasting house of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Once the radio station was secured, Kotoka made a dawn broadcast to the nation announcing that the military and police had taken over the government in order to save the country from economic chaos and one-party tyranny. This radio address was the first that most Ghanaians heard of the coup, and it signaled that the long-feared and long-rumored takeover was a reality.
This is the story. Kotoka na mokana sem we. A dirty man. Janabro ni ka chechire mu nyina ne say Kwame Nkrumah at a point ohun say or say or reshuffle eye military high command for no around the nation. Mistake Nkrumah ya ne say move Kotoka kwa Asantememu. Kotoka kwa siampen oya hunani. Okodo Asantememu no ena okohia another military officer ye free free fa kwa siampen bi. Asantini okohia no ena almost psyche na adwene say oman ne say remember these were the same group of people a free fa no na ne nananom ena call queen ho ka kire queen say na omo asantefo no pese omo teme ho queen ka say I cannot severe ontumi ntwama nim entem ho enti saa free fa kwase ampanyi no na ne nananom ka saa group no ho na omo pese the Queen of England ete Ghana free asante free Ghana ho ena queen say mwagimi na monko amodi mu ho so amodwen say mobetuma survival amenye enti time Kotoka ko asantememu no aye posted the call ho no ena okohu those people who had harbored those kind of bitterness omo nananom ne bi wo military nim and almost started a political to say you can be part of us. That is where the indoctrination started. They started creating that in the head of Kotoka because on one side no agunenia we Jimmy. Na adwini nye adwuma. Ordin ntuma ko bo mo ntuma no. So what they did was edumre bi na Nkrumah kase ewiase no opesen ko boa na Ghana dia ewiase koso no yes soja for no bi dey yetumi mo better training etu kwan ko abrochi peacekeeping ni ade into or started sa project no. And what happened? That is when they got the opportunity to start recruiting the likes of them that Kotokani Afrifa sa nkwasiafo no sa people with their old animal mentality sa nkwasiafo no. They started recruiting people from the army. And now they doing crime almost started picking young, ignorant, and they took their time. They planned the coup in 1965. Kwame Nkrumah, every Ghana so Oko Asia. Abba, that was when they decided to take over the country. But some say, what was the reason for the coup? Almost Ghana thing. The way Nkrumah was ruling, it was obvious to me for any clear-cut evidence. And by say Nkrumah was a dictator. Nkrumah was trying to re-strategize the country. There were people in the country who were trying everything possible to assassinate Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah ko Burkina Faso slim. Now Baumia Papa and Nam. This same Buzia and Nkofo, they wanted to assassinate him. So you expect the president to be sitting there like a fool and not tightening things up. How many assassination attempts na Sankwasi Afowe Etra or Kwame Nkrumah life so many. So you expect Kwame Nkrumah to be sitting there like a Roman father and be hugging everybody. He was supposed to make sure things were tightened up security wise. So when Nkrumah decided to make things tight and make sure the people living in the country felt safe, these foolish people did not understand. They wanted their way. And Nkrumah took Asia. In 1965, no planning 66. ɛna ɔmo tu aban no guye. In the name we say Ghana yedi nyoma nkoye nanka Ghana na Nkrumah dictator anka wo kwam kotoka ne saa kwase apanye free fa na omudi eye saa so yanka munyanke nkuma anto antwene. Huh? And what they did was that they had to overthrow Nkrumah's government. All in the name we say yempa Nkrumah ye wo ka kire queen ni say also the part of the country ne maye and one tia say yema Ghana we are not going to make it governable. The intention was ye be say kro no Buzie Tukwain akotena Togo. He was sitting in Togo, writing articles upon articles, selling it out into the world and making it look like Kwame Nkrumah was a tyrant. All because the mentality. J.B. Dankwa, his partner, was also working for the Americans. Kwame Nkrumah Nipabako trying to save a nation and trying to help the world. This is the real story. So Abuawe, onye nipebia, I was saying it to be so. What happened then? Mr. P, Tim, I saw you just sent me something. Kotoka be coup. Now, the question is, Kotoka ye coup, no? Who did it benefit? The people it benefited, who are they? It benefited Buzia. It benefited J.B. Dankwa. Who were those two people? These were the people who were always hunting Kwame Nkrumah to kill him. So, who was the mastermind behind the coup? It was this NPP people. I didn't know so Nkrumah was a dictator. You cannot prove with anything. But you see, they want to create an impression. They want people to think, say, Nkrumah bonibi. So when you read our history books, Yeni, you started reading culture studies, social studies, you know. Papa na your friend Edubuahin, Professor Edubuahin na opeso obedi MPP nim ebe contested J.J. Rawlings in 1992. Edubuahin, only na MP before first flag bearer. On a person contested presidential candidate. On a person or contested J.J. Rawlings because the hatred, one of the most tribal bigots in Ghana was Edubuahin. Those guys were the guys who wrote our books. So what they did is book no create impressions of J.J. Bonsam. So all the coups that happened in 66, before 66, and all the way, they did not talk about it. They briefly mentioned it in our culture studies books. And then they went all the way down to 1979. And then they started detailing it. And making you, the young person in the classroom, I would say, Ghana history, J.J. Rawlings looked at like a monster to you. So they made it more horrific. They made it more graphic. Into utie story teacher ni na kanya in your head na jeje kutatuo and we wura dam no obo we mutimutuo no obo we timutuo no twa weti. They created it in the minds of the people. They printed it here. Into yenina we were like into jeje ku no and oku nipa. But the reality is that Edubuahin they had an agenda. They wanted to paint Rawlings and the PNDC and AFRC. They wanted to paint them in a certain way because that is where the problem started. Kotoka in 1967, a young military officer shot this guy and killed him. When you say Kotoka 1967, he was shot. He was shot by a young officer. Now Kotoka a hero, and in a year. Why would a young officer in less than a year shoot to kill him? Because he's a monster. The young people realize that this guy has destroyed the Ghana. Yes, this is what the story is. Besides, Mr. P, do you have something for me? I can show you, team. So let's not sit down and entertain this foolish talk. TV, so Kwame Nkrumah was this, Kwame Nkrumah was that, Kwame Nkrumah was this. The beginning of the destruction of Nkrumah's legacy and J.J. Rawlings, it was from 1992. Time I am Edubuahin more chance to write our social studies and culture studies books. That was the beginning of our end. In the book, so we study our books now, and one of these days, I know one of the teachers will mail one of those books to me. Me pay Class 6 culture studies books, any social studies book. Me paso those P6 and P5 books unim de wom. P5 and P6 social studies books, any culture studies books unim de wom. Everything in our culture studies textbooks was about Akans. Hardly did they mention Muslims. Hardly did they mention Northerners. The only thing that you could see about Northerners, the 5 pillars of Islam, Ramadan, Eid al-Fitr, is done. When you go into our books, it's all about the whole thing was geared towards making the Ashantis look better than any tribe in Ghana. Without due respect, I don't hate Ashantis. But you see, sometimes let's face the reality. Some people try to twist the history of this country. At a point, people from different tribes did not even believe in their own tribe because books have shaping the minds of the young people in the wrong way to the point where they did not even believe in their own tribes. Not our school, not your friend Dikwa no ferry, because they had been created. Your creative BBA to system we say, I don't know when you didn't say, I don't know a fro sa, I don't know a fro dovedu, I don't know a fro domeluvo, I don't know a fro. They created it. You bought a pepe needing, and I said 10 needing or class no BS because of the way they shaped our minds were shaped, where they crafted our minds. When you see a Jimmy, who is this idiot? Who are these fools? We are delving into this matter. And we are speaking our mind on issues. But for some reason, decided to say, let us build this nation. Nana about power, and this thing came back again. Some people wanted to look better than other people. Some people wanted to underestimate some tribes. Sorry. But why should it be like that? Why should we lower the country to that point? Me say, I know I'll get teachers now more Ghana. No? I need class 6, class 5, class 6, JSS 1, culture studies and social studies. Maybe Tana me kind book rich, you'll be shocked. Obaka say edu buahin. Edisa ko bia boss papa ni din any the group no choose ankwase book no. Me say, at a point, Pepe ni akwara 10 year kwara jina school near Boni Ding, yeah, market register, not offering. I went to international school throughout my life. My man called Saito da. And I always made sure, say, me navu fo nyina ko Saito, so I'm able to understand. Me navu fo nyina ko Saito. I was just privileged to be in international school throughout my life. Into me, I had both of two, that experience, I had it. Into me, I've never underestimated human beings. And see, I didn't need to shower. I was so tears, so do point to me, I was so tears here. Because someone going to Ghana. Who is this guy? Huh? Who is Kotuka? Let me show you another thing. Thank you very much, team. I'm going to show one last one. Now, Faye, Bimfa, show no and womb. Mommy, I charge you and some of catch them Ghana. So let us not allow these polydemocracies and those foolish people. These are ingrates. They have nothing to do with their lives. They are tribal bigots. Let's not entertain them. Let's not entertain these people. Team, do you want me to show this before we go on? Maybe team, no more time. They have all the time on this planet. So video they can pull it for me. Team, did you send me the next one? Almost send me for Winchamo. And this is about what, team? They said this next video is where Kotuka was shot. Is where Terminal 3 is now. Baby Kotuka, a young military officer shot Kotuka, killed him. And let me show you the video where he was shot. Because I'm paying you when I'm in the airport. So, team, thank you very much. I can bring that in now. Akwana airport why you board to. I didn't know the Dimba to airport so.
The motivations behind the coup were a blend of political and personal ambitions. It is true that many within the rank-and-file Army and Air Force had been uneasy with the coup against Nkrumah and yearned to avenge his overthrow. However, Lieutenant Arthur's own statements suggest a more ego-driven motive. According to later testimony, Arthur bragged that he wanted to be the first lieutenant to have staged a successful military coup in Africa. Planning for Operation Guitar Boy took place in utmost secrecy over weeks, if not months. The conspirators knew they lacked the open support of high-ranking officers, so they concocted a bold deception. They led the soldiers under their command to believe that a broad, countrywide military uprising was underway, involving many units, not just their own. On the night of Sunday, April 16, 1967, under the pretext of a special training exercise near Ghana's border with Togo, Arthur secretly assembled over 100 soldiers from the Ho-based Recce Squadron. These men were made to understand that come morning, all the Ghana armed forces would rise to oust the NLC, and that their unit was simply spearheading a well-coordinated military-wide coup. By dawn, Arthur laid a ruthless blueprint for the regime change and called for the elimination of the entire NLC leadership and all senior officers of the armed forces. He then split his rebel force into 4 assault teams, each assigned to capture a vital location in Accra. One squad was tasked with seizing Ghana's international airport. Another was to take control of the Flagstaff House, the military headquarters. A third team targeted the Ghana Broadcasting House, and the fourth was directed at Christiansborg Castle, the seat of the government. Leading by example, Lieutenant Arthur personally led the detachment that stormed the national radio station. In the early confusion of that morning, Arthur's men overcame the small security detail at the broadcaster. Eager to declare victory, the lieutenant rushed to the microphone and announced over the radio that the NLC government had been successfully overthrown. This premature proclamation proved to be a critical mistake, as it alerted loyalist forces and the public that a coup was underway, while the outcome was still far from decided. Arthur's broadcast claimed that a revolutionary new regime was in control, but even as he spoke, fierce skirmishes were raging at the other target sites. At Christiansborg Castle, 2nd Lieutenant Osei Poku led a raiding party in an attempt to capture General Ankra and other council members. The attackers infiltrated the castle grounds amid sporadic gunfire. However, Ankra narrowly escaped their clutches by slipping out, reportedly climbing over a wall or through a side exit, and went into hiding as loyal troops converged to defend the castle. The rebels thus failed to nab the head of state, depriving them of a major bargaining chip. Meanwhile, some of the heaviest action unfolded around Flagstaff House and the nearby military installations, where General Kotoka was located that morning. There, Lieutenant Yeboah's squad attacked and broke through the defenses of the Army headquarters, with the intention of eliminating Kotoka and any senior officers present. A firefight erupted in the compound and nearby areas. Amid the chaos, Kotoka's personal bodyguard, Staff Sergeant Emmanuel Osei Grunshi, fought desperately to protect his commander. But he was fatally shot in the scuffle, as were a few loyal soldiers trying to repel the attackers. General Kotoka found himself cornered. Accounts suggest that he tried to flee towards the airfield, which is adjacent to the military headquarters, once it became clear that his position was overrun. In the end, Kotoka was captured by Yeboah's men near Accra Airport. In an act of brutality, Yeboah personally murdered the unarmed Kotoka, later confessing at his court-martial that he first stabbed the general with a bayonet and then shot him repeatedly. By the time Kotoka's body was recovered, he had 10 bullet wounds and multiple stab injuries, a clear sign of overkill, driven by either rage or a desire to ensure the feared general was truly dead.
This is the story. Obi coup in less than a year. His own young officers turned against him. Ask yourself why. Why? I didn't tell JJ Rawlings or coup. His own people didn't turn against him to kill him. Ask yourself why. Because the motive behind that coup was wrong. The people he used to overthrow Nkrumah later found out that he was being used. Kotoka himself tried to correct things. They said no. Because you see, there were some people in there who were still those people, their people. They still didn't want Nkrumah back. Do you know the story? Kotoka was supposed to be, now go say Trinity. Now go say Nijina Circle, near Trinity. And then go say Afobiti TV. So Ebeka just said Nkrumah was a traitor. He was a tyrant. He was a dictator. Ko Africa and here, President Ben need to survive multiple assassination attempts. Kwame Nkrumah kwasia into go sorano pa na nkwa jollof na ekuta no de nam dwom. Mo Kufuor we kurampo no o se obi the kitchen knife ebe ye ku. Hwe nkwasia de Kufuor de on Ghana. Ekufuado kwasi ampenyi we ya ye de aduane si fridge so an nsanka no ono kura be di president no o se o te say obi the kitchen knife ebe yeku. What did he do? But you people, you talk and you act as if somewhere more. You just don't understand why Ghana is here at this point. You still don't believe. You say, mo papa no ma kromfo no, mo nana no ma kromfo na. They were not ready to abide by rules and regulations. They were not ready to serve. They thought to say, ye nyina no ye mbehye o mase because some foolish akonwa bi omudi. Inti ye nyina mbehye o mase. They did not come to that conclusion say, e se ye nyina chichire man no. That adwene na do mutirim no. Omode share omumma trimu no ene na at the point ebe breedy in kwasiafo to say free famo mo jimi foolish people. A whole political party is rallying around a name called JB Dankwa. Sanka mo nyansa sanka mo delete sadi no every mo party nim. Somebody who went to jail and right after jail went to the US Army, US embassy in Ghana asking for his salary. Ejuma be na your mom not on bent to amom. Na oton bent to amom. And I know we watch you people and you fool yourself on national television because Ghana and I have full. And I'm saying sometimes democracy is not good for the black man. Go to Burkina Faso and see. A young man is trying to turn the country around. How many coups no we face? Then there's a titan BBA, that's a good political party BBA, or a tyrant. Now, by no one will be too. You are foolish people. Most are Paul, I don't watch the money, Kofi Bente, most ankwasi, for me a moi. It's about you people and your tribe. You think it's about you people and your selfish greed. It is not about you people. It's about us. It is not about you people again. The whole thing is about us. And when it's about us, we will have to make that decision. And the decision we've made is that our airport is not supposed to be named after a criminal, a thug, an assassin. We are not supposed to allow a fool like Kotoka's name to be on our airport. Finito. That is what. J.J. Rawlings, he did 2 coups and he succeeded. Busa didn't know succeed here because the heart behind that coup, the people who were behind him, the nation was behind him. And it will succeed here, or you 2 coups or succeed here. Everybody was out there jubilating. Kotokaye coup, one jubilating or Ghana. It is only a group of people. Why? It is because it was going to benefit Buzia and benefit JB Dankwa and Kwasia 4. When you say Jimmy Ohu, when you say you better not Ghana ha, and more Jimmy 4 no, we give you small power. Na mu Jimmy mo. Tetenanki chicho mu nyinamu tia to atwene. Why lucky? Democracy is not good for black man. Democracy is not good for black man. I'm telling you. Black man democracy too much and Jimmy. Sometimes you need to be tightened a little bit. Because Mumu Bebreno, you don't know what is going on. Yedibeji jirem, famo money and fanjinem.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are. Listen. Munjir, the nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past.
We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past. In the past was when Busia, JB Dankwa Dems were trying to take power from Hilal Liman. They were the obstacles. In the past, JB Dankwa, Busia, and the NPP surrogates, that was when they wanted to take power from Hilal Liman. That is when JJ Rawlings and Ghanaians came to our rescue. So we will ride and override any obstacle, all the obstacles that we encountered in the past, and now we need to override it. That is why December 2024, we all came out to override the obstacle. That is why overwhelmingly 57% of voters said we want John Mahama back. We want the NDC back because we saw the demon. We saw what these people had done the past 8 years. We saw the fingerprints of Busia. We saw the fingerprints of JB Dankwa. We saw the fingerprints of Kotoka deceit. We saw the fingerprint of these ingrates. That is why we came together as a nation. Overwhelmingly, we were yearning to change power. You know why? Because the people felt it in our hearts. The gods on our land and God in heaven decided to give us a second chance. What you say, Nkwasi? We know who you people are. When you got power, we saw what you did with power. What you see, Jimmy? We look at you people, we watched you from far. The same way Kwame Nkrumah took his time, looked at you people from far, assessed you people. So we have overridden that thing. And we are not going to stop. We are going to make sure we protect what is good for us. Kwasiafo. Mosora mo TV so kan kwasiasem nkrantie. One day, me say, I know I have some teachers in Ghana. You guys get me the P6, JSS1, JSS2, Culture Studies and Social Studies book. From next month, me read the book. You'll be shocked. At a point in 1992, me kaisa 1992. Not no 2000. No 1996. What you saying, 1996. Say election. In Kofobuko printed JJ Rawlings picture. That time I was very young. I was in primary. I mean, Miss Obuasi Lenclay Sports Stadium. Saturday, papa me family school. Now me call me na whole estate. So I was walking to my grandmother's house to walk home. My dad didn't pick me up that day. He had to go play golf or something. Hey. Lenclay Sports Stadium. Na me who be that. That was the time I saw a man no kuta bag and I'm Lenclay Sports Stadium. Then I kuta no. Na your Photoshop JJ Rawlings picture. And you had my water in chain and OPF Moba. That time we knew nothing about Photoshop. Those things were done by the MPP guys who were living abroad. Omanomo UK, Omanomo US, and a Photoshop of JJ Rawlings coming out of the ocean or the sea with Mami Water by his side. And they were showing it and taking money. I swear to God. People were paying 5. Do you know 5? Now man for 5. That time near the 5, near the tons. That time motor ice water na egutentem and a cap sisi so abu am say ankwara ukwohwe soccer ball. My father coached Anglo Gold Ashanti time na Goldfields no. My father was a team manager. Ukwohwe ball Hosty Parker na tonsuo 5 cap sisi so into my 5 and ye cap ni asa. I was going to stadium with my brothers and my father. I was young. Me do stadium no. Na man bi okuta bag bi and a nipetwa no hwehia. And a picture kutano utia 5 and we be so kakra. She JJ Rawlings. She so free epum. She so ne mami whatever. Na ni pay tiem. You people. You didn't say anymore. We soaked all these things. We're watching you people. Because you for and the mom make a history tray. Momo make a history tray. Ya wona feel ya nyankwara wo. And it's most small boys on social media. Any Facebook and me show na me sre. You say we are kids. We are not. Ya show ya husu ye. Inti this jandam mostati enye no. Sa atro editu ni personal. In the time mo yes had na eto Mahama so. Mo penti Mahama. Mo say Mahama dino. When I decided to come in, I had a reason. I told myself, I'll clean this man up. Whatever it takes. 2020 elections. NDC losing power. I told myself, I stayed in the shower and I told myself, I will still take power from you people. I promised myself and my God. 2020, Murigi elections, Mubotu, the day I saw Techiman South videos, I have boni pato them catch them home, and I swore to my God, I will take power. You think power is easy to take? You think it's easy? Kevin Idiatem, I had to take it. If people think it's a joke, right? You think we just get up here and come sit here because I am Kora. Na kwasievi na Kevin tell a small boy and I'm sure something here. Oh, bodam. Beman who offered than two so a small boy. Majority of politicians are more than yeah. But you see, I always want to be underestimated. Because I want to see something. There are so many people I've met, but I act as if I'm a boss because I want to see something. That is how I play my cards. You people have no idea. Sa power now, democrats that will enjoy and hold it. NDC is going to struggle. They are going to find solutions to problems. They are going to hit blocks. They have you at heart. They will protect that democracy. I swear to God, you are done. Me, have nothing to lose. And you're going to say payday. America, team. Now, what about you? The only thing you have is Ghana. What done it to me, my MPP 8 years? You saw what you people, DDEP, and the Menuka say, Metesa Kwasiampe Yibitro. Oh, and you bray, Yatise, Sabo Bina, lawyer Kuta Jene, Kwesibocho said, the small boy Bina, no set baby no. I tried to Facebook, and what is say, farmer be a cocoa farmer be a woo become to Kwasia, DDEP, Nipom Ghana. Small boy, that boy I can teach him, I can sit him down and teach him. Mechiri ba 2, ni age no. Sa Kwesibocho, Mechiri ba 2, ni age no. I can sit him down and teach such kids. They don't have any idea. They just came to enjoy what is happening. They have nothing in their head. They have not gone through anything. I have politics now. So when I see Nkwara Didi ba Omiechi, now I'm to TikTok, and I'm say, oh, you name the okay. Real Ghana, you know, or call pension for the gene in some sikana, ne papa you know. You think that person is a fool, right? And your uncle for a mobile pension. They are scared to say power besisa. Not to me be the MPP in Sema. They are told Ninu be papano, ebetonana. That is what we are protecting today. We are protecting pensioners. Those who are going to be pensioners today, tomorrow, and in the future. We want to protect our life. A government comes to power, takes money from pensioners, kill majority of them, and smile about it. And these same fools come and say, give me power again. What you say, Jimmy? Papa will be on. Mami will be on. So you people see politics to say, no, it goes beyond that. Majority of Mudi MPP, who me 1-on-1, ubebo brim. Yes. Majority of Mudi Baumiechi, Mumusa Samira Baumia, who me 1-on-1, ubebo brim. So many people have seen me and their heart has skipped. What is that form? Oh, podam. What is that? Sorry, no kuta to me. 2 minutes kuta John no. 90% of you, the show within 2 weeks, mubewu. Do you think it's an easy thing? Man, you think it's a joke? And you fools, most of them can't kwasiasam. What you say easy? Easy and come Samira. You people are crazy. Onyame na di to me ma. But onyame hwe di paku me ma so amani to me. So wonkuta bibia akra wo ho. Now so the wonji bibia ndia. The moment ebeka so we win Ghana presidency no, ekuro no so moja ene ekuro no mu ankonya ene abosom. Automatically you have like 40% protection. And no kwa. Now you said John Mahama and go for plane. And they are called Boasia away now. Now you said that form. Or you say, oh sorry, I know uncle. Or you say, Bibi the CNT John Mahama uncle. Are you mad? Now who the idea which I want to see? Or you say, easy, sir. To me, easy. What did to me? A coup for the Tina Ghana be the president. First time Obana hanky boninsa. Second time Obana no rank. Third time no kuta horn. Fourth time no kutakonya. Mumbusan said, why did he go through that? So sorry also a yankupon odonyame. You people think it's a joke, eh? We are kwasi afo. The power na nyame dia mamono. Hold on to it. More of one more Ghana no. This is the time you have to intercede for your nation. Said they buy a chrono 2 million kodinko for winsem. Do you know what these people do? Maybe I tell you, Sabali, patience. I keep telling you, Sabali. When we do this, it's not because we hate anybody. It's because we want to protect you. We want to protect you. And anything we are fighting to. Now let's say you me portfolio be good dame. NDC bar power. When am I to me? When am I MP? When am I me? You can go through government. Me ko bu so obiya so obiya mame ministerial appointment. Me ko cabinet me Jubilee House me ko hoda. In my life, me ura Jubilee House that I've driven past Jubilee House, H3 TV3 ho. I have never stepped in Jubilee House before in my life. Parliament House, mintia hoda. People in power, Vice President Mihuni da. John Mahama, program in America, a long time in Ghana na Mihuno, me Professor Nano Pokwajiman da. Mihu Azedun Ketia da. Mihu Fifi Kwete da. Mihu 90% of people in power, I've not seen them before. And I don't even want to see them. You understand? So it is not about personal issue. Me, with all due respect, I'm okay. At least, a kromana meteno. My wife's family is worth. They are wealthy. And I'm also a hardworking guy. I've worked at Delta Airways before, at New York, JFK. I've worked at the container store. Within the container store as a cabinet designer. I've worked at a jewelry shop before. You think it's a joke? We have worked hard to get to this point. It's when we are doing this, it's not for us because Americans, they can fight for what they want. It's here in America. They live here. This is where they are from. At least, and no crumple them said they are safe. Say, we are doing America, and the upper part of America. So I've got nothing to lose. But it's about who now want to Kwapiano, who now want to Bequino. At least we need a reasonable person to lead this country. At least, Abanya Ghana for Dana Koma so Beboa Ghana. That is what I need. And that jargons, where time where they are Santa for party, where I want to. That's not what I'm looking at. Misheni Panakum, intentions are done it him. Bawumia, I don't hate him. I've not seen Bawumia one-on-one before. I don't hate him. I just don't like the group and the party he's in. Because the ideology in our party, it's not an ideology to change any life. It's a property-owning party. A Japadia phone, and our party, a nipebi idea. But when I look at the NDC, it's a Congress. I can see a Northerner and he will embrace me. He will embrace me. Dagatini, he will embrace me. Kroboni, Santini, Fantini. It's a Congress. These are people who understand. They say everybody is allowed to be part. That is what I believe in. Over America, I'm a Democrat. I support the Democratic Party. I have my reasons. And your personal, and this will be time will be no. It is because we want something good. 90% of MPP4 followers, I'm doing better than you. With all due respect to you people, in Ghana, 90% of you, I'm doing better than you. At least my 20 stocks in America, it can take care of me till I die. What about you? But what I'm doing here all is to make sure, say, future is, will take everything. Now, I'm fat. Then we live in the country and we are being intimidated and that is what I don't like. Because I have traveled a little bit. I know, I can see it. And when a government is trying to, I can see it. And MPP for jubilate here. Why were you jubilating? Because Canada, Japan, about America, or they make a court. Why were you jubilating? You were jubilating because Senka NDC baba power. Kevin Taylor Becca Sassi Sandy Pagini, Ama Ghana for 20 MPP there, and Canada, Japan, Umbra, Nameme Hon Chireme, begging $9.8 million in Free near Faminko to jail. And then I'm jubilating. Germany for, UK for, America for, you were jubilating. Why? Argentina brandy way kind of crash Ghana. So you are an obstacle. Meneke in Japan court $250,000. Do you know where I got the money from? That is how much I spent on my 4 Jewish lawyers. $250,000. You think it's a joke? my lawyers were taking not less than $400 a day. You think it's a joke? Then you just say things. And I say, if a man come to Ghana, Ghana 3 times. I came to Ghana 3 times. Do I have to come and tell you I'm in Ghana? Now me Ghana cry ochna. Me can't just about Ghana. Why should I do that? Adeba I'm slow, and I've told you young people, I sit before the camera every day. One thing I'm scared of is the camera. That's why you don't see my life out there. You only get to know me on this platform. I can be your next door neighbor. You wouldn't know because I understand life. I understand life. And sometimes, you know, I am bibi munya butre monkwara na maba montiasie. I am montiasie. Obin time obia. We just want to stop this JB Dankwa Buzia tradition mentality. There are 2 parties now more enjoy today in Ghana. There are 2 parties in Ghana today. One is all about individual names. JB Dankwa, Dombo, Buzia. One is about people. It's people-centered. And this Nipa or T party JJ Rawlings, they don't even mention his name that much. They always mention the principle of the party. It's a party that the people, can't you see the difference between these 2 parties? The NPP is about individuals. That is the party. It is about individual interests. NDC is not going to get it right all the time. But at least the majority of the people's plight and worry is their worry. And that is the fundamental principle of every political party. It should be the principle of the party. It's a social democratic party. See a solve a problem. That is the needs of the needs of the people is what the party it's the concern. But when you talk about the MPP, it's about names. Can't you see it? JJ Rawlings na NDC. How many times? And NDC for ADB Biaswa JJ Rawlings. No, it doesn't work like that. They believe and respect JJ Rawlings' ideology, philosophy, but they believe, say, what JJ Rawlings has done, a lot of roots, and the roots now are supposed to germinate. So as much as we recognize the tree, the roots are that is holding the tree. And so everything is not centered on that tree because without the roots, the tree will collapse. Into the NDC is not centered around an individual. The NDC is centered on the people's and their plight. But the NPP is centered on the individual, their individual families and what they represent. Dombo Fonye, Danko Fonye, Buzia Fonye, Yenanano Ahimfie, that is the party. So every time they come to power, it becomes a family property. And that is what we don't need to do because when we allow that to go on, that is what breeds a civil war. So West Ghana, every time the MPP is in power, there's a lot of tension. Your chieftaincy issues. There are a lot of tension in the system. There's a lot of religious tension because the party, it's all about individuals and what they believe in. It is not the collective good of the people. So when we share politics, I don't look at it just flat like that. Why should I look at Obiowe MPP Namentino? No. But it's about the ideology. They're done with him, what they want to do. And we have seen a little bit of that the last 8 years. We have all been witness of that. We have been witness to all these things. So why should I be here and let this slip? This is in our hand. We should not let it slip. And this year, money CBM. We need a party that will consider the people. The NPP does not consider the people. It considers itself. And there's some mountain stage. It's about where do you belong. It's about me ejina stay there. So ufri hefa. Ejina ha also ufri. Where nanabi wafase. Where that is not a party. That is not a political party. There's no ideology. There is no ideology. The party has different direction. And when you look at the NDC, you ask yourself, what does it represent? It represents everybody. It represents everybody. You cannot mention one person and say, this person stands out in the NDC. Where the NDC does not work like that. John Mahama today can offend the NDC and the NDC will throw him out. And that is the power of a political party. But it can never happen in the MPP. Look at what is happening in the MPP. So, personal. I am not a kid. I have gone through the mill. I have studied the system. I have also traveled and I understand what tyranny is. I have seen parties that does not care about its people. And the NPP is a typical example of a political party that is self-centered, does not care about the people. It's about them, their tribe, who is leading. But the NDC has always been about the people. Their philosophy, their manifesto, their messaging. That is what we call a political party for the people. So, mama yanya nyoma personal. Mama yanka se Kevin tell am wa de menyini chan. Mewu a me na me nyankopon na ekokasa. I have the right to insult anybody I want to insult. I am a dad, I am a father, I am an uncle. At the point I made my brabo mu no, I don't need anybody to advise me. Nobody. So whatever I do, whatever decision I take, I know the consequences. Yes. Until let us put out this nonsense and look at the reality here. Bawumia and MPP no, they no or representing. The NPP itself, they don't even recognize Bawumia. He's not part of the roots. Bawumia is a businessman. You and I know Bawumia na Nigeria. You could see the greed in the eyes of the wife. You can see it. Bawumia has anger issues. He is trying to suppress it. It is not easy. These are people who don't care. Let us get some things right. It is not always about attacking this and attacking that. It is about looking at the possibilities. A few nations in Africa today are able to hold on to their democracy. A few nations. And we are one of them. A few. So let's not underestimate what we have. Let's not underestimate what we have fought for. Let us not allow some greedy people. Most of these guys sitting on TV, most of these boys, Kofi Bentemuni, Paul Ademochimo, their life, they have now come to realize, say, they were supposed to get involved with politics early. A mistake. Now, they are trying to reap what they could not get in the past. See, from the beginning, they thought it's a school na no makono, book na na brodi bi achro makaino. It was going to make them money. But when they searched through Akufo-Addo's governance and saw the amount of money Samira made, Samira's brothers made, Samia Wukudem's made, they saw the money Star Boys way they made. It is now making them believe, say, if we get more involved, we will be richer and we'll be billionaires like them. So with them, it's about they realizing now that we were wasting our time. That is why now you are seeing them very, very much active. Because right now there's a gap in the MPP. There's a vacuum. There's a hole. They see that when they feel that and we are stupid and give MPP power, their billionaire status will start from there. Because remember, when they were pushing Akufo-Addo into power, they did not understand politics. They did not understand the lucrativeness that came with politics. They didn't know Samia Wuku would be a billionaire overnight. Obi to say, Eugene will be a billionaire overnight. Obi to say, Jefferson Saki, Samia Asansuba. They didn't know. But 8 years now, we lost everything. Let me tell you for a fact. Samson Kujo, he was diagnosed of Parkinson a long while ago, right? It was there. It was the DDEP that triggered it. He knew. He was managing it. Whatever triggered it was the DDEP. You know why? Because his savings was swallowed. And let me tell you, that shock you get when you get to know that whatever you have worked for, all your savings is swallowed because of bad governance. And until at the point, you people were all fighting Franklin Kujo. Franklin Kujo was fighting for his life. There was nothing left for him to hold on to. A government comes into power, whatever he saved was taken away because of bad policies. So sometimes you need to understand people when they are making decisions, when they are speaking on issues. Just don't follow. Sit back and look at this person and say, where is he coming from? If you went today, we a gap in the MPP. He does not have money. He thinks, the more he gets into MPP politics, a majority of the MPP people are illiterate and not smart. And Bawumia, by some reason, ye Jimmy power. Do you know what he will get? Money. That is what Esankoma did. And Esankoma's wife, MPP by power, do you know the position they gave his wife? Did you ever see Esankoma sit on radio again after MPP came to power? No. Because the cash cow account was opened. And that is what they are doing now. Zato. Onim say MPP ba power. Wachira dia all his life. car me betuma to ntumi nto. Young men or more university car betuma to that ntumi nto. The kids that he is lecturing, the investment those kids can make, he can't make it. He has seen that this is the only opportunity that he can also call himself a millionaire before he dies. That is why he's screaming on TV. It is about selfish interest. It's about what they will get. Most of them on TV, life. Most of them 40 years or 45 or 50 years of their life, they wasted it. They didn't make any money. They are now finding a way. Now they look at Mustafa Hamid. Mustafa Hamid has billions stored. Billions stored. So these people look at them and they ask themselves, how did these young people, we have been around the block for years. We can't even boast of this, but these young people. So that's why they are all tilting towards politics. Serious politics. The damage the MPP did to people, DDEP, and then affecting Franklin Kujo. He knew he had Parkinson. He was managing it. But being a trigger point to be you cannot do what? You cannot contain it. And it was DDEP that did that. It hurt people, it killed people. Don't underestimate the MPP. Only a dangerous political party. And today they laugh about those things. They want us to forget.
Dr. Samuel Amakwe.
Dr. Samuel Amakwe. And how old are you?
I'm 81 years old.
You're 81 years old. Medical doctor?
Medical. I was a medical practitioner, private medical practitioner, and retired in 2017.
Retired in 2017. And you decided to invest?
Yes, because I know I had a kidney problem, and it's already at the end, and it will come it will come tomorrow, any time. You are invested for it. That's why I bought bond, and now it's about to it's maturing in September 2023, and I need this money to look after myself. So actually, I want exemption because I can't participate in this. And wait, I'm 81. How can I wait for 5 years more? I can't.
Asking one thing, what's the message to the finance minister?
That means he should think twice. And the example is because now he's punishing us. He's punishing us. He's killing us softly. Dr. Samuel Amakwe.
Dr. Samuel Amakwe. And how old are you?
I'm 81 years old.
You're 81 years old. Medical doctor?
Medical. I was a medical practitioner, private medical practitioner, and retired in 2017.
Retired in 2017. And you decided to invest?
Yes, because I know I had a kidney problem, and it's already at the end, and it will come tomorrow, any time. You are invested for it. That's why I bought bond, and now it's about to it's maturing in September 2023, and I need this money to look after myself. So actually, I want exemption because I can't participate in this. And wait, I'm 81. How can I wait for 5 years more? I can't.
Asking one thing, what's the message to the finance minister?
That means he should think twice. And the example is because now he's punishing us. He's punishing us. He's killing us softly.
This is the reality. Are they talking about it? No. Kofi Benton, they don't care about these things. They are chasing money. They think you are stupid. You forget this. An 81-year-old man, Waye Juma. Ekufuadu today is enjoying. For all you know, this man is dead. With all due respect to his family, maybe he's not. For all you know, the likes of your Wemunomutia crowd, Wempo crowd for Sebio, Wempo Domi crowd for no more Mutefankobane. Omo me pensioner for mutimi kroma yeldo, me ma me krom denu. Omo na omuntumi fa kan ban kran. Omo amuti baby a light ni. Omo ni baby ampo internet connection. Omo nya deng. We sit in the country and you think this is a joke? And these people, MP4, they don't see anything wrong with this. They think, say, and they enjoy cocoa for cantians and for Mombra power. And Sebio is only one tier for Mombra power. That's how they think with it. I'm just saying, Jimmy. Bawumia is walking around the nation to social media. He cannot even, for once, apologize to these old people. So the Kofi Bentals, the Paul Adumochiris, and those people you see on TV, they have wasted their life, about 45 to 50 years of their life. Afino Mupeska. They told us, Occupy Ghana. Kofi Bentals said, Occupy Ghana. Do you know Occupy Ghana? Occupy Ghana had the whole demonstration. What were they doing? They were demonstrating to make sure John Mahama was out of power. But some say, Occupy Ghana, not almost reason the same. No more light new hot, na juma ni hot, na insuo ni hot. Time they could afford about power 8 years. Did they go back on the street? No. Majority of them, Kofi Kapito, Kwasiampe, you got a position. Ewa, he got PMMC. We got a lot of all these people getting position. Did they think about you again? No. The party is about interest. The NPP, that is what they do. This is Kofi Bento telling you, say, on the Occupy Ghana.
This is the fact for the record. I formed what is now Occupy Ghana.
You, Kofi Bento, you formed Occupy Ghana.
I formed what is now Occupy Ghana.
And not Ace Nkrumah, as many have been led to believe.
No. Ace Nkrumah, in fact, Ace Nkrumah joined after. Ace Nkrumah joined several meetings after. Some of the leading members now joined a number of meetings after it had been formed. We did the Occupy Flagstaff House demonstration. It was organized by lawyer Nana Akwesie-Wua and his friends called CGRG, Concerned Ghanaians for Responsible Governance. It was those young men, Nana Akwesie-Wua, Rodney, people like Ajiman Bedu, Nana Sapong, and a couple of other people, very young people. They called me some days before the demonstration, and Nana Akwesie, for instance, I used to work in the same law firm with him. He said, "Oh, Mr. Bento, please join us." I gave him a thought.
He ordinary Occupy Ghana, or see a Sankuman by later. Kwesiewua, that boy na, yadin kwa she PMMC na, ni nimse kwa dokuna yeti aso no, sa kwasiano. Omo ye Occupy Flagstaff House. Ena, eye Kofi Bento Occupy Ghana. What was their reason? Main aim, saying, was to attack John Mahama in 2014, 15, 16. They have hurt people. NPP, Oma Hanipa. This man is dead, all because of NPP. This man is dead.
I'm a pensioner. And all my money, I must confess, I know I'm on air. The money that I saved to take care of my pension time has been taken over by the banking cleanup. So I don't have my money to support such a wonderful book. And if I tell how much that I saved for over 30 years to take care of my position now, you weep for me. And I get nervous. At my age, to picket as Minister of Finance. Because the legitimate money that I made has been taken over and I'm not being paid. Meanwhile, it's gone to Parliament within the budget that they are paying us. They have been paid. About 800 of my people have died. Others have got stroke. And when we meet, we see a lot of our people in wheelchairs. That's what the government wants us to be. That's what you want me to be. My right-hand side of my mind told me that save, continue to save towards the future. Now, I cannot even afford 1,000 cedis to buy this wonderful book.
That is pain. Wherever this man is, that is pain. He could have lived for a longer time. They killed him. The NPP, Bawumia, they killed this man. They lied to him. They took what belonged to him from him. And they didn't care. We want you people to understand. Why were they 58? Why were they 57? And Chobeko pension. When power is taken away from the NDC, you are done. Have you heard Bawumia apologize to anybody in Ghana? Yet now Kromha, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo Oshe pensioners and those people who were the same as his age, almost the age the same, Akufo-Addo told them there was not going to be any haircut. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo looked in their faces.
I also want to assure all Ghanaians that no individual or institutional investor, including pension funds, in government treasury bills or instruments, will lose their money as a result of our ongoing IMF negotiations. There will be no haircuts. Negotiations. There will be no haircuts. So I urge all of you to ignore the false rumors. There will be no haircuts. So I urge all of you to ignore the false rumors. I also want to assure all Ghanaians that no individual or institutional investor, including pension funds, in government treasury bills or instruments, will lose their money as a result of our ongoing IMF negotiations. There will be no haircuts. So I urge all of you to ignore the false rumors. I also want to assure all Ghanaians that no individual or institutional investor, including pension funds, in government treasury bills or instruments, will lose their money as a result of our ongoing IMF negotiations. There will be no haircuts. So I urge all of you to ignore the false rumors. There will be no haircuts. There will be no haircuts. So I urge all of you to ignore the false rumors. I also want to assure...
The haircut killed this man. A president, a party, this is the president of the Republic, Akufo-Addo. Your word, it shouldn't be taken lightly. Akufo-Addo Jina Ghana for him, like this man, Mr. Michael Addo, Ejekum Addo, or Shade, and just say, we will not take your money. There will be no haircut. Your cent, your cedi, your teku will never be taken away from you. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo lied to people like this. Or Shade, no trying to throw. He did not care. Bawumia was there laughing. On the Nehire was changing into Makasi $100,000 into ma. They didn't care. This man is gone. He was a breadwinner. This was a man millions and thousands of people admired. This man was killed all because he lost everything. And I want people to forget about this. And I want to treat this as a normal thing. And you want me to just sit here and make it look like BBNC? No. That is the party. That is Bawumia. That is what I am telling you. And then I may drive your mind too. And your personal, it's saving you from disaster. We a teacher, we a police, we a soldier, we a government worker, even a private investor. Now, why do you say, who ever call retirement? Usika is the other man buying them. So why do you say, I buy way besisa, am I buying for which is MPP? They will repeat the same thing. I dear Kufuor, and you be the Kufuor be. J.A. Kufuor, one besi toilet. J.A. Kufuor, one betam Ghana gold. Anko Abrocha Anko Nanyame to the comb. Akufo-Addo eka de. Anko gold in Anko Tamko, Jersey Shores. A dear Kufuor, Akufo-Addo anebi. All the negative things and the bad things Akufo-Addo did. Kufuor buy or the Hipic or Safuma Fukoje contract or saloon. J.A. Kufuor Oba Ghana. Nyoma Kufuor be Ghana at 50. There was a forensic audit. Orne Kojom Pieni, Reku Brobe. They stole our money. Ekropa Pebi and Kosa Kufuor that jail. Do you know the damage they did? The same actors with Kufuor joined Akufo-Addo in 2016-17. They were the same people who came. And what did they do? For 8 years, see the damage they did to us. This is not a joke. We cannot allow the same record to be playing all the time. I was here started journey. We are supposed to stop this old record of MPP coming back. They created a Japadia, careless and keko. And gold is saving our economy. Gold is saving the economy. A few months ago, Nagabi Ochedakon, Bedie Tuo, Oforia Tene Akufo-Addo, they were forcing a Japadia on our necks. Bibia no say a Japadia na yenji. They even forced the former special prosecutor, say, unforcing true document, say, these are the people. And Bawumia sat through all these things. The NPP never changed. And then they will change their name, they will change whatever, but they are still the same people.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are. Listen. Munjie, the nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past.
So let's be very focused as a people. What I'm doing today, this editorial wasn't part of today's show. I still have today's show lined up here. All the things I'm showing, it is on a live production. It is live production. As I speak, my team start to send me the videos, they start to send me the materials. A live production. This thing we just did for an hour and a half, it wasn't part of today's production, but it was because we've been a trigger. What I just did for the past 1 hour or 1.5 hours, it wasn't my production today. This wasn't part of the production. Whatever you are seeing, let me show you. Whatever you are seeing, my team sent it on a system, send it through my phone. I can show you. This is what my team, they were sending me as I speak. All the things you are watching, this is my team. You get it? It wasn't like Yatna Pani Bibi say, no, it is because what we do here. It's because what we do here, we know what we are doing. We are not stupid. We understand what is happening. We want you to know, MPP, no. Now, we have not really started working. You're starting your campaign, Juma. Debi am catch Ghana for, me catch MPP for say, and Asama AC, Mr. P, Mr. S, let's go straight and jump into the matter. What makes NPP a dangerous political party? I catch MPP for the communicators and all those people. Mamaka ibn Chiramo say, Opa say, Bawumia winning power. Only one thing that can bring Bawumia to power in the next 41 years. No cray. The only thing that to me the John Mahama about power, no some no cry oka, any yen no cry at the back, you know. That is the only thing. It is a wide junior will say 2026. What the atro and the baby power, you lie bad. Met me akatamini 8 months, me show. Maybe one day I'll dismantle everything you have done. Mamen can be bincha mo MPP for. Some junior must say atro any science and some number you need power. Then the next 41 years, no mumba power da. Me say some the atro na eba jandam na modia no. Met me akatamini 8 months, me show. The day I'll come on air, I will dismantle everything because it is easy to destroy atro. Here, look at this. You see this story. This story was posted 2024. Sa story way. It was during Ekufuado's era. October 20th, 2024. And Obia, your friend of Citizen K, a posti sa a story way. It was a school feeding. Enkwai basabia omuye edema ankwara. It is showing there. You can see it. 20th October 2024. This video, made it show screenshot it show we 2024 October. And Obi posti here omoko recording school feeding and Ekufuado. So as we sit here, there's an old video. Yedimsa under MPP, Bawumia and Ekufuado na same we see. Now look at what they are doing. Here, Awa Mohammed. This is MPP communicator Kasama Bawumia. Wakofa video nende and wabe posti. And watch then. This is in the Ashanti region. Tag the TikToker minister for me. How did we get here? Wakofa the same video that was posted in 2024. Wabe posti video no. And there catch Ghana for say this is a current video. This is the same Awa Mohammed Okash say Shatta Wale fans are junkies. This is how they do their politics. This thing was posted in 2024, October 20th. And the Ekufuado and Bawumia and a share video way. Ana eduane a omon faman kura no omon faman kura mo yankwase eduane. There's a video and yenina share in 2024 and then 2026 February 11th, right? I hope I got the date right. And then 2026 February 11th. Now, wakofa sa same video no. And the way change caption or catch MPP ni Ghana for say Monshe DAC. Adewe, and then Obetro say, yes, where Awal Mohammed, and then they post you. And this is the same Awal Mohammed. Now OTTV so Eka Shatta Wale fans, junkies.
He's in custody.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you getting it?
And the process has started.
No, has he been released? Oh. Is it no more than 3 weeks? Take your time. Why are you not talking about Abu Trika?
Why are you also not talking about Shatta Wale?
What happened to Shatta Wale?
When they arrested Shatta Wale, they gave that stringent bail conditions. When the junkies got there, what happened?
Which
they
junkies
had to be removed.
What happened to Shatta Wale?
When they arrested Shatta Wale, they gave that stringent bail conditions. When the junkies got there, what happened?
Which junkies
they had to be removed.
That is how Bawumia on politics. So that is the MPP. Omu Bugana for some Jimmy. These are two different. This Mama Cho. You sit in Ghana and a party that wants power, and this is a party that wants power. This is what they are doing. Bawumia's communicators, this is what they are doing. And you are misinforming the public. But Adri Biba sorry say his rights. Ukochini say, hey, what you are doing, you are trying to malign the government because it is not true. This picture you are showing is a 2024 picture, and you are painting a picture, misinforming Ghanaians and disinforming Ghanaians, and then come and help and or assist in investigations. Kwasieba betina radio say, oh yeah, Facebook lawyer. Abetina Facebook kakan kwasiasam. His right is being infringed, and that the government is being we know you are being a tyrant. Change from the past. Kwasiafo. And this is what they do. They don't change. That is how they operate. And it's not they be TV swa. And you say it is because when I leave any gap, say me jai gap kitwe bituo, say me jai space bi kakre bituo, enkwasiafo ebe mu damage. Enkwasiafo ebe mu damage. And the senior high schools, the storekeepers are refusing the food because they have too much food. Senior high schools, food supply, and the school keepers say the is too much. We have too much food. We have too much in stock. Go to the schools and ask. Go to the schools and ask. Schools not rejected. Almost say they have too much food. There's too much food. They can't even store their own. That is what is happening. And this is politics for you. Wait. Kwasiampenyi way, ni hu fi way. A very dirty guy, a dirty liar. Adiabechi join news be friend no multimedia. TV3 na mo friend Kwasiafo we TV so. No credibility. Into okan seminar on apologize say on retract it. Na Kwasiafo we gugu TV so. Aden ayenye nyansafo mo montina TV so biem. Right now we don't have intelligent people we can call. Now, maybe what TV, why should I call somebody who misinforms and disinforms Ghanaians to sit on TV? Now, who hosts and wage me? Who produce and wage me? That TV, don't you have a brand? Don't you have anything to protect? Or China say a fraud brand here way because the picture he posted, he's trying to tell Ghana for say Abina Jessica and Abina is not feeding the kids well. So me and my education minister, I will let them arrest him. And then he should come and prove where he saw this particular video. School Ben Okomo say they were feeding the kids this food into unassisted India in investigations. Wait 6 months, 7 years, 8 years, no dem. He needs to be picked up. Because you see, the message now they have trouble until I could to be say abandoning feeding Korano, but it is not true. This is pure misinformation and disinformation. So I didn't question where didn't TV say on discussing Ghana and some Abra every minute he gets, he starts to lie, he starts to malign, he starts to put out fake news. Why should we allow this to happen? Why is the media allowing this to happen? Why are we allowing our media houses to be used as some platform where people can misinform and disinform? Why should we allow this to happen? Now, let's come to today's matter. Kofi Ofosun cancer. About saying 11, 15, or 13 in Ghana. Mongoda. Now, this issue, Abe issue be a discuss or Ghana, Obia Kasa. And I've seen so many Facebook lawyers, so-called intellectuals, Jimmy. Now, former NAPE CEO and rapist Kofi Ofosun Cancer, formally charged with publishing false news by NIB, scheduled to appear in court on Thursday, February 12. I don't know whether the court case is going to go on or not, but the main reason here you're discussing as we say Kofi Ofosun Cancer, or to say Obia or to Ghana, Sabi Owa we MPP niya, onko kan sembi a enya nokre Obia bechew. Oye MPP ni, oye Ghana ni to semi. Sa onko kan sembi a enya nokre o social media. Enko bie wanon kan sembi o Facebook, ewo radio so, any TV so a. Adenti na MPP communicators nyina yenchi omo. Ask yourself that question. The issue is simple. You cannot lie and go scot-free. And let me say this to young people now more Ghana, especially Bawumia communicators. No, mamika bin chamo. I am one of my video biaba. Sami jenfika away. I don't know where can away. I don't know where can away. Me say a woman any a wayen. They are two different things. So Obika Bibi, some time back, the way the person framed it, maybe the way you will frame the matter today is different. In your head, asime si yeye, intimisuma yebino, sebio obia obi efia ofrim. Kofi Ofosun Cancer kwatina radio so. And o catch the Ghana for say, or evidence. On one party mumma. Any day, any NDC aban we bass no, nipa omotia 100,000 omodia just scholarship. The host of the show Busan say, "Oh, njina so your friend say bra nebe ya noa obeba or say yes." Into kwasia beneti Ghana or say oye lawyer or say this boy's rights has been trampled upon. And when a car or Ghana say every arrest needs a warrant, when a car says no, who in Ghana educated some fools to tell them say arrest be our Ghana be needs a warrant? Why the cars has be too much? This guy, what's na radio, so what's na TV, so I'm misinforming Ghana. Was selling news on Injina so. In the first place, NIB before can say Kofi Ofosun Cancer, Brani Mbunku, almost say bra. Never boye, na yankoye investigations. Ghana Brano so say police cannot detain you over 48 hours or 72 hours. Inti say our police custody then do 24 hours. How will a lawyer or Niminyansa on Jimmy on your Facebook lawyer will go on Facebook and start writing nonsense? And who said say when people commit crimes, are buying the right to arrest people who do things that is wrong? The government of the day should not ever think of allowing fake news peddlers to walk free. The problem we have in Ghana today, say, there are some group of men and women on social media, almost some lawyers, and they are blogger lawyers. Without controversy in the system, they are nobody. And they pounce on this kind of nonsense to become relevant. They are the people who are creating impression bi won kran team and nkwasiafo bi Ghana say udi bonia enisa abanche. Now they are creating an impression say and they will be do boni o Ghana enisa abanche no. Masa. So udi sa nkwasiafo na chi wo social media. Sa nkwasiafo no mo chocho sa nyoma no, and then the government is being unpopular. Why has this boy been arrested? Me say udi sa nkofo na chi ubedem. Kofi Ofosun cancer. Wan ko bien na no anka sa asem no se o ngina so a anko bi befre no kwasiampe na nim nyanya se buntuo we yarefo we se nko wan ko gina radio so anka nkyere eye Ghana fo nyina se o ngina so eye ngina so na Ghana ban ebusa no eye ngina so na police fo obusa no eye ngina so na NIB fo obusa no. They don't need anything from this junkie. Sa rapist we Ghana NIB omo hia bibi amfiri no ho omo pe engineer so na owo no na omo de achi nkofo no mo di sa bone na no ano no. So mo gu Facebook sa certificateless bloggers na mo lawyers na mo gu Facebook na mo na nkasa no your record say yakasi ebo mo record anka kuro bia so anka so mo dem na eje mo license free mo nsem. Most of you guys, and I'm so disappointed in some of them. You see, we should not create this culture of making young people think that they can get away with murder. We should not create this culture to make some young people in politics think, say, because their party is in opposition, they are untouchable. They can fool themselves, lie, malign, fake news, throw misinformation out there and walk free. No, we should not create that impression. It is a money number so much say obidi boni one day Ghana no your MPP niya because or your MPP ninti it is political. That is stupid. That is stupid. And I am so disappointed in some of them like Oliver. Somebody like Oliver, when I came to Ghana to face the Supreme Court, I didn't think I'm bedroom Ghana, no. Manka say the court is not powerful and that I'm going to stay home. I came to Ghana, I faced the court. You, Oliver, you were in court. What were you doing that day? You were either coming to defend somebody or defend yourself. Why didn't I say, because I was being spoken at, because people didn't like me, so I'll come to Ghana and not respect the court. I came to court because I understood, say, or minor emrawom. Oliver, in any serious country, Saturday now go to police for key to train and also go jail near your license if you know it. If you had done that in the UK and come over your licensing, kebe dispow, kebe chow licensing, near say jail, you know that. So when you sit on social media and make it look like everybody who is committing a crime has a right and that they are not supposed to be arrested, what are you trying to preach out there? I don't blame them because they are political stooges. But you, as a young man, at least you dear, you have been there before. Until I make a child say, "Oh, told me a court," and you came to shake my hand. I told you I came to stand before the court to tell my case. I didn't try because I respect the court, because I know that the court has that power. Now, so you're a lawyer now with Dimbrani Dia, who is saying, say we cannot arrest anybody in Ghana. Kofi Ofosun Cancer has a right to a lawyer. Wasn't a lawyer with him? Our lawyer. So what is your problem to come and tell Ghana for say, so the government is doing bad? You, Oliver, I didn't know we are now go to police for key free police car. Oh, you're UK. Kebejo license near say jailu. You know that. So you, majority of you people, you take advantage of the system, take advantage of the ignorant one, and you push things in the system, all because you want to be relevant in the system. I respect you a lot. But you see, the way you people are going by things, and then people like Kofi Ofosun Cancer say, they can malign people, lie in the system, and walk free, because everything is about emancipation. It's about protecting human rights. No. You cannot live in a country where there are laws. America, UK, almost started democracy in there, but today people have been arrested without even being heard. That is how it works. Freedom no esino, e hono be the air then estati. So in the first place, we should not create that impression All because Yako Law School Binti, we will sit on social media and pollute the young people. I feel like you people are hurting the young people more than helping them. You are supposed to be telling the young people, as much as you have the right, you are not supposed to misinform. As much as you have the right, you are not supposed to disinform. As much as you have your right, the law says you cannot stay in custody for over 24 hours. Within that 24 hours, anything can happen to you. Within that 48 hours, anything can happen to you. So if you want to avoid that thing, do not even do this, because you have more options. Don't misinform, don't disinform, don't lie, and you walk free. So why do you choose that path? It is not like Kofi Oposun Cancer, yeah, man, a lawyer. He had his lawyer present. So why don't you allow the process? It's a lawyer, he will get Kofi Oposun Cancer out. It's a lawyer, no? Onimejuma, na se o intelligent, na onimdioya, he will get Kofi Oposun Cancer out. It is not your job to come and sit on social media to make it look like, say, Obi Kuobi. No, you don't do that as a lawyer. But you people, when you go to the UK and the US, you don't do that on social media. There are so many cases of Makoto Abrocha. You were not bold enough to do that because you know that your lines in Sinai Kutawono, they can take it from you. There are so many things you people get away with in Ghana, all because we have allowed some of you to infiltrate and instill something in the head of some young people. Emra. This boy, Ekrobian Koso Dembe 7 years. This guy, any serious country, I was say Odem by 7 years. It's Oliver. You have enough bad record. I know how passionate you are about Ghana, but you are doing more damage to the young people. It is your responsibility to educate them that there are laws, but a wise citizen does not deliberately fall in the law. We try to avoid the law because we know, even though law in the way, now that is what we need to instill in the people's head. That because you have the liberty to write, to say something, to go out and speak, you need to know your limits. And that is what lawyers, counsels are supposed to be preaching. But you don't sit on social media and make that young man, no, diba umiechina, o chatro, o kikan something called for no, na embrani dia, or say his right is supposed to be protected. Release him. Release him to where? Then nobody should be arrested in Ghana. We should allow people to do what they are doing. Into Obinya Obibida. It has not, you have not been a corporate. So if people think it's social media as usual, it is writing things as usual. This guy needs to be in jail for about 4 years. This guy said, if we are trying to sanitize the system, yes, Ghana, na aman for beji imrani ebe respect imrano, no mu say, omo limit, o kan sama, also nyanyina. This guy is supposed to be in jail for about 3 years. Yes. Into debia body diano bia kai. Debia body diano bia kai. Debia obi baby bios, Kofi Oposun Cancer or demo. Debia baby bios, okay, Kofi Oposun Cancer. We need to use him as a scapegoat. He needs to go in for like 3 years. He needs to stay in there. Send your better young people, Ghanaians, the youth, they will understand and say, so the politician now petumia. All that you need to do is to use the truth. And that is all. And if we try to make it look like Obi Kodinko Asasama, I was see about social media, near Betronyama and the likes of Kofi Bento. I saw some write-ups today. But when we are Kofi Bento saying how to fear Obi Bo say we need to protect the person's rights. And it's not just somebody shooting your wife in the head. When people say things on social media, on radio, it is the same. It is potent like the same way Obi Bo because you don't know the implications, the rippling effects. Yet to make Obi want some engineers when you are no asha konfu. So it's not only somebody pulling a gun. It is how Kofi Bento now because Kofi Oposun Cancer ako transfer to nipaso ako can some na because of politics because today you are licking the butt of Bawumia and Samira what you catch them and Samira ni ano wedi Jimmy. You think you can just go write things? Oh, this is happening. Why is that? The man has to face the consequences. The advice I'll give to this government is that anybody, me, number time platform so I make sure I did be a make a biano me win so. So what follow me for a long time. Menye bosre muka adia me ngina so menka So what study me production? Every single thing I do, my production, I have basis, I have evidence. So in the court of me, I can defend myself. Anything I can Japan back court, I was able to provide evidence to every single thing I said. It's why I'm working here. I also understand the consequences out there. I just don't sit here and speak. No, minim the consequences, minim the problem. So I don't do it. We need to educate the young people. Send out Kasama Baumia or TikToker. You can go to jail if you don't say the right thing. Sao Kasama Baumia or Facebooker. You can go to jail. It doesn't matter where you are. You better match what to yeah. Facebook, more fire. We are with you. We are with you. They don't care. Kofi Ofosun can say one na ju onim de ofem. Ona na kuma body bri. Onya comfortable in life biem. From ende kopim so bewu. Onya free man biem. His life has taken a different turn. He's never going to be happy again. So everyone want I never pick it up because of the deliberate mistake he made. This is a deliberate mistake. Or said that?
It didn't happen.
Sure.
Sanya no. And Dr. Baumia say on BBC Bio into the digitization. And on the delegates I will not be a hypocrite to pretend say because this is for a crime in mobile foreign scholarship.
Foreign
oh yes.
Me bacho nyabotre. Okay, me bacho unimobia wakoto foreign. Me bacho please. Me bacho wakoto foreign scholarship. Oto
oh. Nipa no
oto ne sen.
Minim the exact amount.
Now foreign scholarship. Yeah. Me bacho no.
Minim the exact amount.
Me bacho foreign scholarship. Yeah, tongue.
Now, security service in Abuja and Yaton. Like a Juma.
Exactly. Sure. And you know, you can't just make these allegations of foreign scholarship. And you know, I'm saying. The part is
over 100,000. I'm telling you.
Over 100,000.
Oh, yes. I can't give you, because I can't give you
foreign scholarship.
I'm telling you.
Or total over 100.
MPP for Toby Quabri, Ecos is here.
MPP. I'm
telling you. Yes, in these things, you cannot get 100% system. We cannot pretend to be a... Yes.
Allow me. Oh, why? Kofi, I want you to look straight into my eyes.
Yes.
Let's have the conversation. Let's have the conversation. Let's have the conversation.
Yes, Prof.
But oh, Roger, please don't disrupt me. With the greatest respect.
Prof.
Yeah.
May catch say whether MPP or NDC, some of these excesses happen. We cannot pretend and fake say it doesn't happen. We have no mobile security recruitment.
But that's serious. That's serious allegation you have made. You have made. No, but on the foreign scholarship now.
I'm telling you, say minimum people phobia or Montobia is more rich.
I'm
telling you.
And I'll trade on
I'm not sure. Say I say get. I think say I say get fund.
Get fund.
But yaton say GMPC, say scholarship secretariat, say get fund, almost foreign scholarship. Nipa na to or the kwa o UK. I'm telling you this on authority.
And you know, if you are telling me this on authority,
yes,
then it means that when you are called, you can prove.
Of course, but one say a bit remember say Nipa Krono. Or no he may not be ready for his or her name to be put out.
So it's an allegation. It's an allegation.
Of course. Because in your behind
if you are telling me this on authority,
yes,
then it means that when you are called, you can prove.
Of course, but once
if you are telling me this on authority,
yes,
then it means that when you are called, you can prove.
Of course, but
if you are telling me this on authority,
yes,
then it means that when you are called, you can prove.
Of course, but once
if you are telling me this on authority,
yes,
then it means that when you are called, you can prove.
Of course, but once
without a straight question and I'm on a straight answer. Of course, the rest does not matter. Of course, it's a definite answer. Or see, the who came. Your frau sebe yanwa ubetime provi. And I say, of course, whatever you say after of course does not matter. Because that one, it is up to the security agencies to deal with it. But you said, of course. Now, of course, there's a bra. Na bra betchere na beboa any investigations are. Now, buy now you will say one some na can ya yurem. I was say a cost search you fear. Or say, yanti be that. So you get a fool like Kofi Bento, who is licking the dirty arts of Samira, come on social media to say, Kofi Ofosun Kansah's unlawful incarceration will feature in the next election. See stupidity. And could be a bow who yiri trimutua. And Ankasani pano, ya catch and say, our right. The lawyer bet my baba yiri, or yiri, ni nipane frikota, a police station, and when you say it will affect the next election. Mona momia used to wear you know. So who Kofi Bento, if tonight somebody jumps your wall and shoots your wife in the head, that's a police of what channel. Nani pane lawyer be TV say, oh, you know, he's also a Ghanaian. He has the right. We need a warrant. Because a contractor say it will feature in the next election. You write this nonsense. Now Debianam Ref say you could also be at the receiving end. He goes on to say this: no one likes bullies and bullying. Even Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown when he became a bully. See the nonsense. What has Kwame Nkrumah's issue got to do with Kofi Ofosun Kansah? These are the people sitting on our TV stations and radio stations. Now, Kwasiebiti, I sorry say, I sorry remember ni me papa ni. Sa u Kofi Bento. And then agi akromfo hia wo yire ochina Monday wo yiri kwadwuma na akromfo hia no mo attack no mo body trimu tuo na ade abechi ye che kromfo no na kromfo no be ka kire Ghana for say me lawyer nie me wo writer na obi be ka say yes the armed robbers unlawful incarceration me hu de obeka. I will wait and hear what you say. If you are sitting there, bibi besi. Mojin say, Obie Jimmy, yet say, when it is politics, nobody matters. When it is Bawumia, when it is Samira, na Samira nigu onumunti, en kwasiakeka, ubie wanona ukasa tantan. Me say, I am waiting. One day you become the victim. One day you will become the victim, and I will wait and see you right to say that thing will feature in the next elections. We are here. Kofi Bento, I am going to remind you this again. Me say, one day you will be the victim. The way today Kofi Ofosun Kansah is maligning people and is being called to answer and assist in investigations. Woka say his detention or incarceration is unlawful and that it will feature in the next election. Maybe your wife. Somebody going after your wife, your children, killing your wife or murdering your child. One day, say then you come and tell us, say, it is unlawful to detain that person who will murder your wife. That person who will go after your children. And you will tell us, say, it will feature in the next election. We are here. Let's pray it never happens. Because these are the kind of things you people are protecting. Sankwasi some way na mu protect Ghana. Now, mema musion si. Mema bonin to obia na brebre na boneto brebre na obi to also brebre na obi wo sekan wo yire sekan. I hope it never happens. I hope you never find yourself in a way obeka say obi na odi bonin beka say I have my rights, nobody can pick me up. They will need me see bompa say bibi santo because ada bibi sa abeto no nipa na obewo wo sekan na obewo yire sekan no mama ni nsi no sa nipa na beka che say or the rights. And that nobody should arrest him because or say the panel the ba or say or the warrant ba. Then I will hear or see what you will write. We are Okromha. You people think you can defend anything. Oh, everything should be politics. We should politicize everything. Yes, say Nkofo, yes, say Maya, because it is about Bawumiano. We should politicize everything. We have put a pin in this. We will come back to it. If you are sitting from until that, now you know one paye say bibi santuo bia. Now the day you find yourself in that position, you better the obetro. Now we have done 3 hours 3 minutes, but we have something to do into yenyen. Now you see the story. GRA. Last week, I was so kind for Samoa, and I want to say this to you people. Let us all be honest here with ourselves or with each other. For a very long time, I think, say, Ghana yama abosuo kan for way or spare parts dealers no too much control. And it's not just under this NDC government. Previous governments. I think say ye create adie bia beto Ghana ma amanphobia who are in the spare parts business, who are making millions out of us, no. They have decided say because yama sa room no, they want to run us over. And it's about time sa de na edi show munsem ni ebeje from munsem. One, they are abusing it, and two, they don't also want to do their part as businessmen in Ghana. So open call for more Ghana or more abusing tax system the power spare parts dealers, especially abusio kind dealers. In Ghana, open in call for a group of people in Ghana, almost some your business or more abusing the tax system power Ghana, or mutuminyam faswo. At the detriment of Yenny Ghana for more abuse tax system now, omuntia a lot of taxes are spare parts dealers. You see, when it comes to spare parts dealers in Ghana, they only make noise when they bring their things to the port. The moment they move their things from the port, they don't make noise. So what steady spare parts dealers, Abuso kind for one more did spare parts, especially Abuso kind for. The only time you hear them making noise is omukotonyo manu wa bruchire. Remember, sika omunya no Ghana, omuye business no. Sika no omunya no, ene no mutumi tisana $1. Sisi $1 ne wo fom no, omutumi sisa sika enough. Ene kwa bruchire kotonyo ma dodo. Omu bedru Ghana port pe ena otis omuye dede. The moment ombe yin your free port no, they don't talk again. And this has continued for a long time. Ama ye jai a spare parts dealers, especially Abuso come for hijacking aban bia. And you see, the reason why they do that and they say, so yes sanom de want to aban so de want to aban so, and then they get to do what they want to do. Into businessmen and now the type of businesses our Ghana abuse here, taking a lot from us as Ghanaians spare parts dealers in Ghana. And I feel say yani politicians no. Yane government, no, Yane Ghana for na yama a yes spare parts dealers we take key the advantage of us. Car spare part is not a necessity. Senka your public transport system no a stronger. Car spare parts, it's not a necessity. But the reason why today car spare parts are a necessity in say our public transport system from Titino has never been strong. And into car spare parts business, abaye another kind of business. They are taking advantage of the system. Now, the Wubia beto politicians so and created this notion say without them a political party cannot win power. Now, 2 days ago, me beka se mi chiremo efa eye abose kan for strategy bia debia omu use. I'm talking about spare parts dealers. Strategy be a debut omu use ya. Omu de den omu di edupi Ghana for from the port so baby a omu ankasa eton munyama. If you know the profit margins as our spare parts dealers we omu make here anka Ghana for so spare parts dealers raise issues about VAT anka nobody should listen to them. So when the profit margin they make so almost say ejuma omu yero mu nyamfa so anka omu nyina nka matutum ka obekọ abuso kan na ka stores 5 pe de bi omu ka che Nigeria for na je ejuma na ye enso bekọ no mu ye ejuma de bi omu ka che Chinese for je ejuma na ye so de bi obekọ ejuma de bi omu ka che omu sika ahye enso de bi omu kra nyoma. Ask yourself eye den na omu timi still running eye omu businesses because they are taking advantage of the system. And you see say yan so sad we are no they will take government for granted. They will abuse our tax system. They will be making money at our expense. And with all due respect, so bit on cocoa, so bit on tomatoes, so bit on yadua, they are also part of the economy because doctor no onya eye enquine, driver no so onya kosedi, technician so also onya massa. So everybody obi adwuma bi here. But you see, yama Aboso kind for any spare parts dealers, no, they have taken advantage of the system so much. Mam can show if we are able to block the leakages, spare parts dealers way, or a leaky or mudi a digana sika, the amount of money we will make as a nation, you'll be shocked. Our profit margins are like 300%. I'm telling you. Now, I'm devising another plan B and they want to start it now. Massa, so I was so kind for you number 20 and this year. I don't care. Yeah, so some was swatch. And I was so kind for one 20 organa. Every sector biano, omomoton yamano, omoso here, the abaymbua, omina dimraso. So I was so kind for they are not exceptional. And I'm going to tell you something today. Oh, that in Sensemi Abeya, person create impression me to say, abino, VAT be from it is because they don't want to pay their VAT. Well, Guta. Well, Guta. GRA failed to engage us before proceeding with the implementation of the new tax rate. Omoboa. Aboso can forward strategy bi. Makacha say me be expose bi. Na dey na me expose no. Sa Guta to Aboso kan leadership no. Ghana for mo be chase you out of the nation. Here you see Guta. The leadership of Guta obia ye importer. All of them they import spare parts. The leadership of Guta omo nyina was shop Aboso kan. 99% of them omo kranyoma. It is a steady. Every time biana they want to dupe us no Aboso kan for baby bia they will go through Guta and Guta will lead the charge because Aboso kan on its own is not that powerful. So because the leadership of Guta no omo enyina shops ewa Aboso kan they are making so much money no. What they do they say they go through Guta and they use that to suppress the government. Send beya their quota, their taxes that they have to pay, no, because they don't want to pay, no, they quickly make Guta lead the charge. And so technically, the same Aboso kind store owners and Guta nano, and they are championing their own interests. Momianko Tie and Aboso come for a press conference. I will explain something to you.
Part of the solution. Their involvement is crucial in finding a fair and effective system that supports Ghana's development rather than burdening traders and consumers with this obnoxious tax. We demand that GRA halt the task force that they have formed and engage in meaningful talks to address implementation challenges because we don't want to have any confrontation with the task force. And we are prepared to face them squarely. Our business. Our business. Our business. Our business. We call on the government to intervene and ensure GRA works collaboratively with traders to achieve a fair and effective tax system. We urge the government to act urgently, protecting traders and promoting compliance and fostering Ghana's development. We believe our concerns will receive the utmost attention that it deserves, and we look forward to a constructive dialogue with the authorities. Thank you for coming. Part of the solution.
So they had a press conference. And our press conference, you know, they know what say. They are saying, say, Tio, a tax, a implementation na, a VAT, no. Almost say a GRA failed to engage them. But you know, GRA I engage Aboso Kane Guta. They have had several meetings on record. You know why they are doing this now? They are doing this now because they know, say, they have to open their books. Now, I'm sure idea. You see this? Almost say, do not return old VAT books to GRA until a resolution with GRA is reached. Do you know the books? And Aboso Kain, Guta for catch Aboso Kain for say, I can't say Guta for no. they all have shops ewa Abosokan. They are telling Abosokan workers say Yashembra or Ghana. Ya the officers aba Abosokan say obiambia ni bukum. Ni anhwe vat awetwa no. Omo eye guta for dem Abosokan for no warning say memo mu bie vat book ni mu nkyere GR4. Until GR4 aye di omo pe. Omo go to a resolution. What is the resolution about? The new VAT system is there. A young kid can understand the VAT system. They know. Now, one VAT system, now say, and I wouldn't your mouth TMA. Yeah, the new VAT tax system aba. What's the one TSA? But you are selling into Nyomana Wotono, saying now what they are buying. It's a question you people need to answer. You people are saying, say, you don't understand the new tax system. So I want a new tax system. How are you selling? Or VAT now, who trying to say? Who trying to 4% and also who trying to 20%? My angel book him say 4% and you say who use old system no. Now the old system no, in law does it exist? And in the new system no, so we try my angel say won't try. I didn't know what tongue goose I won't try. These are simple questions we need to be asking Guta. And what they do then they say, I know for a fact, and see, some number ready, so I'll let it show. Abra GRS smart 3 officers, someone called Abosokan, and call check omo VAT books, omo tax books. On Sunday, they are bold to tell Ghana for, and ho, these people are telling Guta for, they are doing the bidding for Abosokan for because Guta and penny for the omo kranyoma, omo shops for Abosokan. So what they want to do is say, they don't want to open their books because VAT no omuntia. So everything they bring to Abosokan, 100% profit goes to them at the expense of government. Now, I'm sure idea. Almost a system, the new system, I'm sure idea. Now, let's start from here. Me breakdown. The VAT system for Abosokan spare parts dealers has recently changed under Ghana's Value Added Tax Act 2025 Act 1151. The calculation works differently now compared to the old flat rate scheme. First, not almost be a friend old flat rate. Abosokan for they are not being honest with Ghanaians. May expose this for no more Abosokan. They are good ones, but they are more criminals for Abosokan. And those criminals, they are in Guta. Now, old system, now this is how it worked. Before 2025 reforms, and to remember, right now, we have the 2025 reforms. The old system does not exist. And anything some questions say, if you don't understand the new system, are you now applying the old system or you are applying the new system? And if you are applying the new system, let us see. Maybe because you don't understand, you have done it in a way whereby we can correct it. Now, if you are applying the old system, a dear receipt the kutao, book ben the kutao, VAT book ben the kutao, because every VAT book you hold now, it's holding the new system. It has the new system in it. In Tuntumi Kancham say, you are at Abosokan today, you are still implementing the old system because it is out. We have brought in a new law. So I also want a new system that's here. Nyoma Moton 2025 besin deno. A dear system na mudi VAT. You want a resolution. Abose okain, obi se nya abose okain. Abose okain, abose okain. Abose okain for you people think say you Jimmy. Now the old system no abose muntie me abose for. Thank you very much. Who is it? Nkrumah. Abose okain. Now the old system no mama church the munchiro. Spare parts dealers paid a flat 4% rate on sales. In the old system no mutual flat rate 4%, which is the VAT no the chemu na ewo hodada no na a 4% flat VAT rate. Now example, if an item costs 500 Ghana cedis, VAT was 20 Ghana cedis because of the 4%. So making the final price 520 Ghana. It is old system no. So I to idea be buy na say 500 Ghana. Utia 4% flat rate now. Now to be ton idea no 520. It was straightforward. And you charge our system nimu. And yɛde a new VAT system aba. Aboso kan was on Tiasia, Mamma Chro. They are liars. Good affording in our cranioma, almost stores, our Aboso kind. They are taking a lot from the pot. They are stealing from us. Now, let's go into the new system. Now, in the new system, you see this. The new system. New system, current regime. Dealers now charge the standard 20% VAT on sales. Example, the same 500 Ghana item now attracts 100 Ghana cedis VAT, making the final price 600 Ghana cedis. First, now a 4% flat rate. Now, the VAT system, the new rate, about the 20%. Inti say auto identify 500 Ghana the bar. Now we have 20% VAT. It will go to 100 Ghana. Eba become now 600 Ghana. Now, however, unlike the old system, dealers can now claim import VAT deduction. Inti in that say ukoton adie na say what the one kasa what the toswa. Now what VAT if you can sell it at a price. You after what a VAT you can still make your profit. Now, this means they can subtract the VAT they paid on import or purchases of spare parts from the VAT they collect on sale. Into ton adiana, ometme deductive VAT any sa sikano mutia no port no, omuwia the omankasa ton adiano, then they'll get their profit on it. In practice, this reduces their net tax burden since only the value added portion is taxed. This is a simple system and not too complicated. To make it easy for you, look at this. To make it very easy for you, let's do a breakdown here. Now, import stage. Make sure from time and yoman abedu, ye import yaba, abedu port, na abedu shopper, ye tong. And when Aboso come for, they understand this process, but they are not paying VAT. They are liars. Now, dealer import a gearbox for 400 Ghana cedis. In Tiafan say dealer will import a gearbox 400 Ghana abedu. Now at the port, VAT is 20% of 400 Ghana, which is 80 Ghana cedis. So total cost to dealer is 480 Ghana. So the normally bedru porter VAT na 20% no at the 80 Ghana ababet count. In Sia no adiano koto no ako 480 Ghana. Now that 80 Ghana is input VAT. Straightforward. Because a 20% VAT na yedibe toso and the massa 80 betoso into a input VAT. This is straightforward and it is normal all over the world. Now the second stage, dealer sells the gearbox for 500 Ghana cedis. Now output VAT is 20% of the 500 Ghana, which is 100 Ghana cedis. Now, customer pays 600 Ghana. That is 500 plus 100 Ghana. That is what the customer pays. Now, net VAT payable to GRA. Sika saying na eye nipa na kofa nyoma ne ba ne gearbox ne ba no dealer no or ton or the GRA. Now, output VAT is 100 Ghana. Input VAT, it is output VAT minus input VAT. That will give you 80 Ghana cedis. That is the 20%. Now, dealers remit, and I say, dealer no, they're a bitch, 20 Ghana cedis to GRA, not the full 100 Ghana cedis. Because the 100 Ghana cedis, no, 20% of the item you brought. The 20% in the amount of 100 Ghana cedis, no, meaning it's only 500 na, at the end of cost na, about 600 da. Oti a VAT free ma. You are not paying the 800 Ghana cedis to GRA. You are paying only 20 Ghana. The 80 Ghana comes to you. I don't know anything that is so complicated about this. Right now, Gutafo abegina ho say eye tax system na abano. Eye abose okanfo ntiase nti omo say omo woni omo dealers omo abose okan say eye supervisors na ye de omo ba no omo ba omo ni omo fansie ni. How can abose okanfo etumia press conference na omo ka kire eye enkofo a omo abose okan say nkɔfoɔ ne ba sɛ ɔmo ba abɛgye ɛyɛ ɔmo books ahwɛ mu a ɔmo ne ɔmo mfansie ni. This is what Guta is telling Abosokan dealers to do. Guta. And the Guta catch Abosokan. Because all that GRA is saying in the say, someone new tax system where I see let us see, because Obiato adie wo Abosokan I will say yet tax receipt mano. Adentina mumma GRA 4 officers no enhwe mu book nim. Do you know what they do? Abosokan for 90% omo VAT receipt. That means to say, a debut or moton wa Abosokan no 100% a kobu bottom omuntia bibia ma buying. The moment I buy bebusa questions, some say you better wait yaw. Inti for a long time, Abosokan for muntia VAT. Abosokan for they have been intimidating political parties. Yani ya Abosokan for samoba Abosokan for munti ho. Omun na ho. Majority of them omun to about Abosokan. But they have created some impression to abide any abide team say. So we are near the pen my ya inti they have hijacked the governments. But this thing has to change. Because yen to mintina krum na abaye edi koko rechi, abaye edi bayire rechi, abaye edi imoli rechi, na yeti eyedian receipt momo, VAT momo, na Abosokan for akofa millions and millions of eyedian spare parts. Now, Abosokan, they don't want to pay VAT. A Kruben Akoti ya, Guta, etumika dealers say GRA, Esma, the officers, books, you have to stand up to them. Where? The government needs to send a military to Abosokan. Abandon and release police for we need to demand. I was say, 90% of Abosokan. So when you kromfo yate mo asem most per resolution na say you start your buying way you start your fee way 2025 mo kra nyoma sa be do 2026 old system that means every single person has a new VAT book in their shops. Moma yenhwe books na dodo amate na mo apply ne saying ye ani ehu say in fact motiase ana montiase ansana money GRA betna table hu. You don't want her to see the book, meaning you don't pay your taxes. Abosokan for omuntiom taxes. Now, from what I just showed you, Mama Chiro, unim the AC. Oh, I do when I'm the Chiro no. The third one I'm the Chiro no. Say, oh sorry. Say, who analyze it adiani carefully. The new tax system no. The more you increase your price, the more taxes you pay. You see, the more you increase your price at your shop, say, your VAT percentage goes up. That is why Abosokan they don't want to show us their books because abroad some ton your man 1,000 Ghana no. They are selling the thing for 3,000 Ghana. Now so ton at 3,000 Ghana also to receipt to my customer no. Now 3,000 Ghana no 20% no own person obetuama buying. Because you see they have a strategy of hijacking their prices. Now the more they have to pay more VAT. Now because they know said they are duping the customer. Because almost taxi drivers, almost truck drivers, almost air transport owners, no. What they want to do is say, almost receipt. I was say and community receipt every customer. And then they be how price Abosokan. Because you cannot tell me say Abosokan, one shop is selling gearbox for 10,000 Ghana. Another shop is selling gearbox for 25,000 Ghana. And the 10,000 Ghana and the 25,000 Ghana, when you take their receipt, they are all paying 20%, but they're all turned to 25,000 Ghana and less their VAT. That is what they are trying to prevent. Inti, they need to advocate to say the tax system, no, the VAT system needs to apply. Because you see, your hijack system, no. Into the more they increase, no, because the more you increase your thing, your nyomano, oboha, click, and I'm about to get a say, but to your manim into my receipt. Sanka every customer kwabo so kind of demanding receipt and kabo de beso so kind. Because the more they increase their stuff, they are going to pay more taxes. And anything that they don't want to open their books. The moment they open their books, you know how much they are selling. And because they are not giving receipts, because you see, so are there at a reasonable price. You don't care giving receipt because the 20% VAT rate, it will apply. And we will see, say, okay, your interest or your profit was marginal. Maybe unya 200 Ghana or so, unya 1,500 or so. But because on person abaybe who say unya 10,000 Ghana, one product to swa, 20% VAT rate channel, on my abaybe books. Into trick in say, good for now would di aboso kan for him side demonstration we no. Omo no mo shops wa aboso kan. Omo no mo kra nyoma ba. Me do obi a tax number ba be chiro. Me do omo nyina tax identification. Me ba be chiro nyoma omo kra their names on documents. Now for why they are hijacking the government development. Inti say uwa Ghana. Now what to say? Aboso Kanfo say they were not engaged, they are lying. 90% of Aboso Kanfo omo eden Aboso Kanfo omo ti TV so demonstration omo boa, they are taking advantage of us. So also the strategy is simple. The more we increase prices, customers, the more you need to pay VAT to GRA. And because they don't want GRA to know, say they have increased their prices and they are stealing from the customers, they don't want to bring out their receipts. Because a tax book, and you know the strategy they do, Mamika even show. Now we'll say, oh, Tadia, Ubusa receipt. I'll say, oh, receipt near Ochain. No, Oma 2018 receipt be no the brow. Obi to me ba, onti a GRA for book in ma. Now, on one store, we're printing receipts. Now, also Kevin Taylor and Sons, Auto Spare Parts, P.O. Box 38. Price, no assign, no atiamo, and your VR there, and a GR there. They create their own personal receipt. They don't use the books. And the idea of press conference, no, it's criminal. We will expose all of them.
Part of the solution. Their involvement is crucial in finding a fair and effective system that supports Ghana's development rather than burdening traders and consumers with this obnoxious tax. We demand that GRA halt the task force that they have formed and engage in meaningful talks to address implementation challenges, because we don't want to have any confrontation with the task force. And we are prepared to face them squarely. Our business. We call on the government to intervene and ensure GRA works collaboratively with traders to achieve a fair and effective tax system.
Amega you been chiramu. Mo amo hwe me driver for. Mo amo koto spare parts. Mo po china mo ko aboso kan mumusa receipt hwe. Omega se kokoko pe receipt akọ. Me say. Mo pa government no emfa NIB investigators Yoko for engu system nim quietly. Now almost started say omo tonyama aboso kan. You will see. The government of the day, the CID office, Madam Lydia Donko, please get your men, almost uniform, plain clothes police officers. Let them dress like taxi drivers. Momo musika no monko aboso kain. Na omonko tonyama. Omonko omo pe headlights. Omo pe gearbox. Omo pe clutch. Omo pe bibia. Omo started say omo demanding for receipt. Aboso kain for be pamo mu nyina. Mopa from Ochina. You see, the reason why Nigeria for the corner say Nigeria for no profit margin no kitwebi no they don't care. So betuma ton gearbox 50. Now the profit margin 1% or okay. It's Nigeria for no obama receipt. Nigeria ni no because no or person ko for more goods ba no beton no nya the piece no ko. Ghana for no hijack prices no. And because omo left prices no, omo person member receipt, Ghana government who say omo wiaye. And it's they be almost sorry. Foreigners are taking our job. Foreigners are taking our market. It is because the foreigners, their profit margin is very small. Nigeria need a ton pence. All that he needs is in a month, obey to the pence with 20,000 aba. So obey one city oba could be also pay. Ghana need ton pence. Obey tina pence 10 50 years because ope bakubia 10 Ghana also. And that is what is playing out at Abose Okai. It is out to and the Nigerians are spoiling the market. It is not because the Nigerians are spoiling the market. The Nigerians have detected, decided, Ghana phone are greedy. Ghana phone are cheating the system. Ghanaians don't want to pay their taxes. So Nigerians VAT no. Nigeria ni shop VAT amount. Or better will receipt amount. Because at the end of the day, on more goods he wants to bring in more things. It is the profit margin here 1%. He doesn't care. Because so to me more the quantity in the door and then the profit margin the cost. And the interest the profit in the baby. Into on Nigeria, so obetuma kokwanso every week the yama bar. Now I better so any 1% interest. Or okay. But Ghana ni on Nigeria ni kokwanso no. Oba ade also turn 10 Ghana or turn 400 Ghana. Nigeria in that time we go 4 times about. Ghana need to one complaining. Nigeria obeti receipt amount. Because Nigeria a sika na oje, Chinese for no a sika na omoje. As far as the business fluid or no obano obeti receipt amount obema VAT invoice. He does not care because nyoma okofa banene here a dosun, and the more you bring in, the more you make money. This is basic economics. But Ghana for no good for no Abose Okai for no. What they do is the nyoma be do anomotiso. Oba where 30,000 Ghana, where 7,000 Ghana. Why hearing your man so because of the interest boom, because onim se interest in your boom no on to my receipts. Uko busa receipt and buofu. Omo say ye pese ye busa mo receipt, but almost say ye buofu ye ntoma aban no. That is what they do. So car dealers, commercial drivers, we need to start protesting. We need to put pressure on GRA. GRA needs to connive or collaborate with the Ghana Police Service, the CID department. They need to collaborate with Yoko. They need to collaborate with I was saying to me chini pagum. I was said from a year Monday or Chinakono, ya kani pagum na omoko Abose Okai, no more started to turn your money. The government can put aside 1 million Ghana. This is for Operation Abose Okai. You send 2 officers. They dress like mates. They dress like normal guys. They go in there. Oh, you pay yato, you pay gearbox ato. Oh, akwesi amankwa obi. Okwa, you turn saying, oh, 7,000 me da say, mami receipt. Oh, you ma receipt wa no ani akana shem kukura ne no ko. Mo ma na masa uram. Na nipa 5 na munyina matiagum. Oh, you to a engine was 60,000 Ghana, no problem. You be see a cash. Now receipt way, you ma receipt. Or koti paper for frobia ba say receipt then VAT. No says oh me pay VAT there me file me tax. No catch say me dey file me tax. Okay so me dey me VAT pay kokora na na ko shem. Everybody will stand straight. They will start giving VAT. Why I want to me adwuma no ko fie. They are just making money out of us. Omumuye just see Jimmy and do more fra politics and sponsor politicians and politicians bidding more. That is what they are doing. Abose Okai for akronfo nkwa bebre ni akronfo enyo nyina but 80% omo ye wifo omo sorry a na matam sika na omo politicians ko precinct to eje into politicians we could do parliament no mo protect omo. So we need to start demonstrating against Abose Okai. Yeni etonyama omo pa omo tutu omo store nim enya onkwa na ton spare parts. Wona wo hia wo ya bet ye ho be chire kakra but will be stable at a point no motutuma ya be ma Nigeria for like of anyoma na ba ya be ma Chinese for like of anyoma na ba enu ntina omo to so omo pe Chinese for asem. Me, I don't agree with a lot of things the Chinese do in Ghana, especially China more no mempe. But when it comes to spare parts, the Chinese omo nim se Ghana for ni buye and ntina Chinese for na ba system nim. And into Nigeria for what system nim. So let us start arresting these criminals, some of them. And you're starting at Guma. All that we need from you is a VAT receipt. And one, I didn't tell my VAT receipt. There's not going to be any resolution with GRA. And I want to say this to the GRA boss, Mr. Anthony Sapon. I swear to God. So you never so kind for resolution. Now do we need to see a jump from Mahon. So obey tax or more. Obey VAT. I did be a bit. You may be a bit. Make sure Abose Okai for be books. We will send the cameras there. We want to see their books. This is a very friendly, respectful message to the GRA boss. You cannot let Abosokan people tell you, say, Guta tell you, say, you cannot go to Abosokan because they don't understand the tax system. They are crazy. Untumi fiwo enko kejetia, enko kaneshi, enko malata, enko tete yema amenom. Na Abosokan for sika munya na didn't be yema amunya. They need to sit straight. We need to look into their books. I will see who VAT no mo channel. I will see who dodo mutuama buying. You cannot take government for granted again. Yeah, by a demonstration the Tiabo so can for we need receipts. Kwasiasam what Ghana na mo sorry and kwasiasam nkwa ekreatim obia ya de ope. No coke kakra.
Valentine. It why wagging so many Valentine will chrome had ye. Senanam Chewa, ye pa huncho. And I know the Mossad to Valentine so. And ya grown a year dear. Nanano many abre Valentine. It why wagging so many Valentine will chrome had ye. Senanam Chewa, ye pa huncho. And I know the Mossad to Valentine so. And ya grown a year dear. Nanano many abre Valentine. It why wagging so many Valentine will chrome had ye. Senanam Chewa, ye pa huncho. And I know the Mossad to Valentine so. And ya grown a year dear. Nanano many
Nanano the Mossad to Valentine so we mean can we are taking a break. I'm coming to Ghana tomorrow for a very special meeting. I need to come and pick some documents, some scandals. My guys are saying it's ready. Until we are taking a break. We'll be back next week. I have to be on a flight to Ghana tomorrow. Into Ochinano. We are not going to have a show, and on Friday we are not going to have a show. We're going to be back next week to have a show. So when we are Friday, it's because I'm coming to Ghana. I have to be in a meeting. My team in Ghana, they are calling me for an emergency. We have to sit and discuss some very crazy scandal, some document I need to pick up myself. I'm not going to be on air tomorrow. I'm not going to be on air on Friday. Monday, we are not going to be on air. We'll be back on air on Tuesday. So I'm going to be in Ghana for 3 to 4 days. After that, you will see me online. Have a wonderful night. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers. God bless Ghana. God bless the United States of America. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. Thank you very much to the production team. I really appreciate you guys. God bless you. Cheers and good night. Abuache. Gigim.
Yo! We are best fishermen. No, no answer my. Abuache. You will for Belgium. You want to see a Belgium. It will do a Belgium. Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Super, why round what? It will for Belgium. It want to see a Belgium. It will do a Belgium. It will do a Belgium. Why you're here? Why round what? 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 Yeah, we papa no. What one is the motto? Yeah, we papa no. What one is the motto? Yeah, we papa no. What one is the motto? Yeah, we papa no. What one is the motto? Why round what? Why you're here? Why round what? Where you mind?